I'm Bruce Buffer. It's time for the Anthony Gargano Show!
How you doing? Well, that's good. Welcome to the PHLY Anthony Gargano Show presented by Bet Parks. My name is Bill Matz. I'm your director of fun and games for the morning. We are live in the Xfinity studio, and I'm not alone. I am joined today by the one and only Bo Wolf. What's going on today, my friend?
How you doing, Bill?
I am excited for this show.
What do we do to deserve this?
Yeah, I'm excited for today's show. It's this is like the week that never happened. And we have Tyler Zulli producing with us today as well. What's going on, Tyler?
Happy New Year, Tyler.
Good morning, guys.
It's this week, I don't know. It's always the week between Christmas and New Year's, like nothing really happens. We are now on the other side of New Year's though, and it just feels. I had this feeling this morning, like my alarm goes off. I have the dream that I'm like up and getting dressed and everything, and then I'm like, oh, no, gotta move. It feels like no one is.
How many times are you hitting your alarm?
Oh, I have to set at least 3 on a regular basis. Okay. Today was like, Ava's just like, you have to get up. This is ridiculous. I need to stop hearing your alarm. Like, I feel like nothing is going on, and the Eagles are following suit.
Now, do you go like loud alarm? That is absolutely waking her up, even though she doesn't need to be
100%.
Okay.
Yeah, she will turn her alarm down, because usually, like 9 times out of 10, she is up and out of the house well before me.
Yeah.
And she's very considerate.
Yeah.
I am not. I am the exact opposite. If I'm up, the whole house is going to be up. That's just the way it's going to go.
If I'm going early alarm, I try to go vibrate alarm.
If I set a vibrate alarm, this would be Bo Wolf and Tyler Zulli by themselves right now, and I'd show up around 10:30.
Okay, well, we'd still be happy to have you.
Yeah, just a little line change right at the end. But the Eagles are helping us out as well. They're just like, yeah, not this week.
Yes.
Yeah, we're good. Yeah, there's stuff, but like,
someone else can do it.
Yeah, we can probably beat Washington without them, but I just feel like this is the least productive week I have ever just seeing everyone out there. I went to the bank a couple of days ago, deposited cash, and they're like, yeah, that's not going to be available. Like, but it's cash. Like, yeah. Sorry.
They wouldn't take your cash?
They were just like, yeah, they let me deposit it, but like, it's going to be like the second when that's available. I'm like, but it's cash. Yeah, we're not going to do anything.
Well, hold on.
I think the whole world is not working.
Did you rob a different bank? Why are you depositing cash?
I think we just happen to have some cash.
Did they have die packs on them?
This is like,
was the money pink by the time you
found it under the
deposited?
mattress?
Listen,
What's
I'm
going on
just
here?
taking a little walk and like
something fell off a truck.
Found a brown bag of cash on the side of the road. Decided I'm going to take this to the back. I just feel like absolutely no one is working this week.
I think the cold exacerbates that too.
Yes.
Nobody wants to be outside.
No one.
Yeah.
I feel like I'm ordering DoorDash. They're like, no, like, that's not happening. You have to go get your food if you're gonna not cook. Like, this is the least productive week I think I have ever sseen. Not even from my perspective, just everybody. It's not even me being lazy. It's the entire world.
Aside from the heist you pulled.
Yes, obviously. It has allowed me to rob an armored car, and I only took like $300. See, it's not gonna be, it's just a couple, yeah?
Yeah, sure.
Like, I just feel
not
like no
enough
one's.
for people to come after you.
Yeah, like who's really, no one's gonna miss that.
Drop in the bucket.
Yeah, it's just gonna be like, yeah, I'm not cooking. I'm gonna order DoorDash every day, so it's gonna be like $300 a day. Like, that's just what it's going to be.
I like that. What do you think of the Eagles' decision to rest guys?
I love it. Tyler and I did this the other day. We recorded a little Philadelphia rant, and the one argument I thought I had time for was like, they need a get right week. We've said that for 17 weeks.
Yeah, they don't. It's too late for that.
What are they going to prove to themselves against a Washington team that couldn't care less?
Yeah,
like other than we're going to stop the tush push again. That's like we don't even run that anymore. So who cares? Like I just feel like. The whole thing is now be healthy and let the good players. You still have the best roster. Let them be as healthy as possible and see how it goes. Because there's no such thing as a get right week at this point.
I totally agree. What is funny to me is I kind of think that there is a chance that the front office knew all along they wanted guys to rest. Right, like they want Jalen to be healthy. Like let's get the offensive line healthy. AJ, all these guys. It's not worth the risk. But I feel like for Nick, Nick is more wired to have had the guys play. And so I feel like maybe they kind of tricked him into it. And like, hey, Nick, remember like when you went to the Super Bowl, we had a week off. Remember? Because he likes that anecdotal stuff.
Yes.
I like the idea that how he was like, hey, I don't know what you're thinking, but I did remember that we had a rest in 2022 and 2024. So
every time they've ever gone to the Super Bowl, like in my whole life, every time they've gone on a run, it's been
had a
we
rest.
we took a little time off, and I've seen it work so many times that I don't have time for the rust argument.
Sure.
Like, no,
to me the case is more. It's not about what's going to make you have a better chance of winning in the wild card round or the divisional round. It's what sets you up best to get to the Super Bowl. Because 100%. If that is the goal, that having a rest is what sets you up for a 4-week, 3-week run.
Even 2022, it was like, we got to win, but we're not going to go all out. We're just going to try to get through this game and not lose to the Giants. Like, that's basically what we're going to try to do here. Now, I very much was in the camp of, well, one, what are we going to prove? Like, what can actually, Jalen throws for 300 yards. Who cares? Like, that doesn't, we've had get-right weeks, and then you see, they trounced the Raiders.
Yeah, the get-right thing to me is...
And then it doesn't translate. This team doesn't translate one half to the next, let alone week to week.
Exactly.
They go, driving rain. Offense looked pretty decent in the first half. The offense actually didn't exist in the second half.
One first down.
Like, and I just don't, there's no translation. I just don't see how they could benefit. Also, I don't know, kind of want to see Tanner McKee.
Well,
I like garbage games. We talked about this last week. I'm actually going to the game Sunday. And I wasn't going to go.
I know, you told me
unless it was, they're resting the starters. Because I love garbage games.
Well, here's my Commanders case. Because the Commanders don't want to win this game either.
No.
And we know that ownership group will lean into the tank if they can, right? So they don't want to win this game. But I think the thing that they can do that would mess with the Eagles franchise the most, if that's how they are so inclined, is to let Tanner McKee have the game of his life.
That's a fair point because listen, we have lived through a lot of this.
They want to cause some agita in Philadelphia.
It actually happened.
Let Tanner McKee throw for 400 yards.
It actually happened with Nick Foles. We've seen this unfold with AJ Feely, Kevin Cobb. It always happens. If he goes out and just straight up balls with like Darius Cooper,
yes.
Yeah, that would absolutely. If Josh Harris was sitting there having known the media landscape and just the way we are as fans, 100%.
He doesn't know the media landscape.
No, he
doesn't have any idea what it's like here.
Couldn't care less, honestly. He might know, but he doesn't care.
Carpetbagger.
Was it Washington can't fall below the 7th pick? But there are 4 3-13 teams, and Cleveland is 4-12. All right, it is wild how bad the NFL is.
As Tyler says, 6 teams with 3 wins. It's crazy.
That almost feels
pathetic.
Like mathematically couldn't have. Yeah. Wouldn't they all have to play each other at some point?
It's pathetic.
Yeah, it's really, and that's the other part of this is. This is a very winnable NFC and a very winnable just NFL in general. What good does Week 18 do for you? Like, really, what good does this? This is all about the long term. Who cares about this game?
The case for playing is that the difference between the 2 and the 3 seed is significant because it guarantees you that second game is going to be home, and we know what it means to be home in the link in January, right?
Nick's never lost here.
And the problem is it's not just win and get the 2, right? You're still relying on the Bears. And so I think they're making the right decision. The get right stuff to me was not something that was going to pass muster for the reasons you said. They've had a lot of get right games already. The last quarter of the schedule was all get right games. So it was just, do you think it's worth going to get the 2? And because they're not fully in control of it, I think it's the right move.
We've talked about this, like the middle of this offensive line, I feel as if hasn't been healthy since the Rams playoff game a year ago.
Yeah.
Like that's what we're looking at with this season. So maybe a week of rest isn't going to magically fix that, but it's better than, go bash your head against the wall for an hour and then we'll see how the wild card game goes. I'd rather just give everyone the week and say this is as healthy as we can possibly be, because that is the advantage of this team. Whatever you think of Kevin Patullo, whatever you think of the execution of this offense, they have the best roster still. The best collection of names is still here. They just really haven't played like it for most of the season. The best position they can be in is have a week off.
Yeah, I think that's right. And you hope that the defense is good enough that they're not gonna have a suspended game of excellent performance on offense. What you're hoping for is enough splash plays to make a difference, right? Let your stars be stars. 6 plays a game.
I mean, they did kind of win a Super Bowl with this formula. They just did get all those splash plays, so we kind of forget. Like, it wasn't exactly beautiful outside of, I don't know, the NFC Championship game against a team that clearly wasn't ready for that stage.
Right.
It was just, yeah, man, Saquon's going to break a 60-yard run, so we're going to win. So we're going to win these playoff games, and then in the Super Bowl, the defense is going to have the best performance I've seen since the 2000 Ravens. So cool.
So let me ask you this in terms of the outcomes for the Eagles that they could have matchup wise. Would you rather have? So if they're the 3 seed, that means they go to Chicago in the second round. Would you rather have the Rams in the first round, but getting the Bears at home, or have like the Niners in the first round, but then you have to go to Chicago? What matters more to you, avoiding the better team in the first round or having the second game home?
I still just look at every team in the NFC and think they can't come in here and win. That's on the road. It's a different matter, but I don't trust. I think the Bears are just too young to win that game. So yeah, I think going to Chicago doesn't scare me all that much.
Yeah.
And just give me that first game, make sure it's here, and then I'm not worried about having to go to Chicago because I just don't see that as a team ready.
Okay. Yeah, I think you would. I think if you get to the second round, you feel pretty good about the Eagles.
Yes, that's as long as they get through the first one, because that's it just feels as if they've been building, or not building, because there hasn't been a ton of crossover. Waiting, the execution hasn't been there, but I've kind of been sitting back and going, I know when it matters, they can do it because I've seen them do it time and time again. Will they? There's a lot of questions, but I don't have confidence in anyone to take it from them in the NFC right now. I think that's how, whether it's at home or on the road, I think they should very much be the favorites to at least get to the Super Bowl, in my mind.
The defense is so good, and I feel like even the Rams or whatever good offense there is out there, the Niners included, I just have faith in the defense.
I do. And whether it's something fluky like a blocked field goal, a block extra point, they just keep making the plays.
Yeah.
It's really hard to discount, like, all right, yeah, I'm mad at the offense. Like, I'm legitimately just sitting there mad watching every game. It's part of the reason I haven't been to a game yet this season. It's because I just like yelling at the television screen and being a lunatic by
There's
myself.
Something fun about that.
I just like being a lunatic by myself. And that's just how I feel. But all right, yeah, they won a couple of games scoring like a total of 16 points, 26 points. And then I look and go, but those other offenses sucked even worse. That has to come into it. The sort of game it was, the Eagles figured out a way to win it, and it's because their defense is so good. I just believe they will make the plays when it matters. Maybe it's a foolish belief, but I have a lot of trouble fearing any team in the NFC right now, home or on the road, just because the pedigree is there for me, and I'm going to lean on that emotionally.
I asked the guys on the Eagles show earlier this week, what is the lowest number of points you would take as a guarantee the Eagles are going to score this many points in the game, in the playoffs?
Wow.
Would you take 18?
I was going to say, like, 20 is such a low bar.
I know.
But can I guarantee they score 20 without, like, a pick six? No. 18 is so low.
So low. You probably can't take 18 because you hope for more than that. But, like, what's the lowest that you would actually sign up for?
Lowest I would sign up for 18, because in my head
you would take 18
just because like to me I always hear like Jim Johnson, like 17 or fewer, and the offense can win us that game if I hold them to 17. And this defense is like better than any of those defenses. I just think in those clutch situations they'll come up with that turnover.
Oof, 18
is so few points. It's 2025.
I know.
Like we're not, Like, that is a ridiculously low number. It is setting the bar so low. That is I am just trying to avoid disappointment number.
Yeah. I feel, Tyler, what do you think?
So I just want to clarify. You're asking how many points I feel comfortable them scoring and winning a game?
Yes.
I think, like, 16 is...
You would sign up for 16?
No. That's
this
what
is like you're signing, you're locking it in. Like
20. I would feel better if you get to 20. I think they can win a game with 16,
number.
though.
Man,
Like, I see them scoring 18. They win a playoff game, and we're all mad.
Yeah.
Like, as it has been all season. Like, we're talking about, they could be the 2 or the 3, and we're all still, like, mad. But 18 is they win, and we go, they're losing next week.
Right.
20 is at least...
Yeah, I think
all right,
like
maybe this
20,
is 20 is 20,
22,
21.
23,
yeah,
like you feel great.
Oh, 23.
Yeah.
23 feels
23,
like 23
get the
feels like
parade
30
ready.
right
Yeah,
now.
yeah.
They have a touchdown handicap.
Yeah.
23 feels like 30 right now. I would 23. They're gonna if they score 23 a
That's what I
game, they're
said.
going 4-0.
That's what I said. If you give me 24, they're going to win the Super Bowl.
Oh, 24? 24 feels like 50. Like, Quinion and Cooper, they got it, man. Zach Bond, they're not giving
guys,
up 30.
just to give you a kind of a context of this, since the 2017 Super Bowl run, the Eagles have won 3 playoff games scoring 22 points or fewer. They won 22-10 against Green Bay last year in the wild card round. They won 16-15 in the double doink game against the Bears, and they won 15-10 against the Falcons in the wild card round on the Super Bowl run. So they've scored
15-10 is very good.
15-10 is a ridiculous score.
They by the way, that's just in wins. They have scored fewer than 20 quite a bit in the last stretch of good football. 14 to the Saints in the loss, the Alshon drop. 9 against the Seahawks, the game that Carson Wentz gets hurt. 15 in the wild card loss to the Bucks. 9 in the wild card loss to the Bucks in 2024.
Yeah.
So they have had some playoff games where they've not scored points, but they do have 3 wins.
18 sounds like sign me up. Yeah, I think 18 is the minimum I think they can win.
Yeah.
20 is, these are such ridiculously low totals.
It's so low.
Like, we're talking about then a total of like 36 in a playoff game.
Yeah.
Like, that's what we're signing. I guess we're just betting the under all through the playoffs. That is, I guess that's, go to Bet Parks and get those unders is basically what that's basically what we're saying right now. But where do you feel comfortable? If it's 18, 20, 24 is they're going to run away with it.
Yeah, I think
they won 24-17.
Truly, if they get to 21, I think you feel good.
If they score 3 touchdowns.
They scored 3 touchdowns.
If they average 0.75 touchdowns a quarter, I think they can come away with this thing. And it's a luxury to have a defense like this, but it's also, man, that means if they don't at least get to the NFC title game, people are going to want to burn this offense at the stake. I know we're already throwing eggs at the OC's house, but it's literally there's going to be a riot if they lose because the defense gives up 11 somehow.
Well, because it would be such a shame to waste a defense like this.
I think that's where I'm at. There's the
anger, which that's normal and rational, but that dissipates. It is okay. It is rare to have a defense this good and a chance to repeat, which obviously doesn't come along, basically ever, and for it to fall when you have the talent that you have on offense. It seems like such a waste.
I think that's where Tyler and I were when we were doing Philadelphia every day. I see the flaws and I understand. Man, it is really hard to repeat. This is why the Patriots and Chiefs are so high in my mind. Just being able to stay healthy enough to do it, regardless of everything else. How this is a week-to-week, year-to-year league. Just being able to stay healthy 2 years in a row.
Absolutely,
it seems so difficult, but the path is there. Yeah. And this is such now with Mahomes, they beat him, but he's the guy that you can never count him out. Now they're out. There's such a great path to be able to do this again. The idea of wasting it is so that's stressful to me.
I agree with
because
that.
we finally have that thing we've wanted to be for so long. Man, we have the quarterback, we have the line, we have the skill players, we have the defense. Whatever you think of the coach, he never loses. you're going to waste it somehow. Like that is almost
and it's a what if
not
forever,
winning
right?
is what the idea of winning it. That sounds like fun. The idea of wasting it is almost more painful than how fun winning it will be to me. Cause they finally can. And it's, this feels like the 3 straight NFC championship losses again. If you do this, the window is right there and you couldn't quite grab it.
Well, I think we'll be able to talk about that with EJ.
We will.
On the other side.
On the other side, we will be joined by our own EJ Smith. So stay tuned for that. But right now, time for our first break. Listen up, I got to tell you about the BetParx Sportsbook app. It is the absolute best sportsbook. If you're looking to bet some pro basketball tonight, you are in luck because Friday night same-game parlays get 25% odds boost. You're looking ahead to the college football playoff. You can also get 25% odds boosts there as well. Pro football this weekend, even without the starters. Philly is a 4-point favorite against Washington, and that game that could give Philly the 2 seed, we need that Detroit upset. Well, Detroit is a 4-point underdog against Chicago. You want to get in on that? You got to do it at BetParx. It is the best sports book around, 100%. And right now is when you got to get in. You get $1,000 casino bonus back if you're down in the first 24 hours. BetParx.com has all the terms and conditions. You must be 21 and in Pennsylvania, New Jersey, Michigan, or Maryland for BetParx. You play for fun. You love to win. You bet. BetParx. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
What if you could have reliable and intelligent Wi-Fi? And what if you could keep it at the same price for 5 years? That is the Xfinity 5-year price guarantee. Imagine Wi-Fi that makes everything in your home work together, that finds and fixes problems before you even notice them, like super intelligent Wi-Fi with a sixth sense. No Bruce Willis here, just good old-fashioned Xfinity Wi-Fi. And that lets you stream the game even with the whole family online. All your devices working in perfect harmony for 5 whole years. And here's the best part. No annual contracts, no hidden fees, and Xfinity's best equipment included. Take it from me, a lot can change in 5 years. Championships are won, records are broken, dreams grow bigger, but your Wi-Fi, it should stay reliable and the price should stay put. So lock in your price and unlock the possibilities with Xfinity. Learn more at Xfinity.com. Xfinity, imagine that.
All right, this is the PHLY Anthony Gargano Show. We are Bill Matz and Bo Wolf. We're live in the Xfinity studio. And now, joining us on the Xfinity mobile call-in line is our own EJ Smith. That is fantastic. I have not seen that before. That is absolutely fantastic.
Neither have I. Wimbledon guy.
You haven't seen that before.
No, that's really VG is just
like
the most
my,
talented
my
guy here at
rendition.
PHLY.
Oh, the Axeman.
Oh, fantastic. That's cool as hell.
What are you noodling on these
VG,
days,
man,
EJ?
that song gets stuck in my head all the time, which is like pretty conceited. You know, it's like you're singing your own name there, but it's a catchy song. What can I say?
I think if you have your own theme song, it would be you'd be too cool if you'd be acting too cool if it wasn't stuck in your head. Honestly,
Yeah, but I mean, it's got to be a great theme song, and VG, definitely did not disappoint there. So shout out to him.
VG might be the most talented guy here at PHLY, quite honestly. All right, EJ, you're second.
Bo doesn't agree with that. Bo thinks he's the most talented.
What are you talking about? I love VG.
I know you like VG, but I mean, I've known you to take a whiff from time to time. You're a talented guy.
Certainly, present company excluded.
Well, yeah, obviously. EJ, you might be second on that list behind only VG, but we were just having the conversation. Bo and I both agree about I don't see the benefit of playing the starters. I think this is the right call. Where do you come down on this hotly contested debate?
Yeah, I mean, we talked about it earlier in the week that we definitely saw the arguments for resting the starters. I think, being around the building this week, I think the two sentiments that really stand out is that they really are trying to like manufacture a bye week here. Nick Sirianni talked all week about the benefits that they saw, in the past resting guys and being able to, have a reset going into the postseason. So I think that was a big deal for them. And I also think that they really still feel like they can win this game. I think think when you go through the lineup, who you expect to play, obviously Tanner McKee being at the forefront of that, they still have a chance to beat Commanders team that has nothing to play for other than pride, and realistically should probably be prioritizing losing this game. So yeah, I think that those are the two things that stand out being around there all week, and I think you can also sense the relief from some of the players and coaches around the building. Like even just like practices, they have a little bit of a different tenor. Now, I'm not saying that this game still isn't important. That's another thing I've talked to a lot of guys about this week, but still, like, just getting those prominent players a chance to take a breath before the postseason, I think that does make a lot of sense.
What was Jalen Hurts' reaction, though, EJ? Because we know that he's a guy who might have been wired to want to play in the game.
Yeah, I would say he towed the company line, as he is one to do at times. And I do think, going into this week that he wanted the opportunity to play. He talks about, being a competitor and, wanting to always have that opportunity to compete. And I also think, that there's a prioritization from him. He talked about the opportunity to continue to build offensively. So, he said he understood the decision, and it's above his pay grade. He always says that's a decision made above my head. But I mean, if you gave him truth serum, I imagine he would have wanted to play this game. So, I think that is just how he's wired, and especially when you think about the context of this season, it does make sense. I mean, I don't know how much of it is like the Tanner McKee mystery of it all. I'm not discounting it. It's possible that he knows he's been in the city for a while. He understands what can happen here. But I do think for the most part, it's just like the fact that, he always wants to play. He says that pretty much every chance he gets.
So who's the flip side? Who do you think is the guy you talked to who least wanted to play?
Least wanted to play, probably Jordan Mailata. Honestly, any of those guys up front, I think they least wanted to play. Honestly, though, some of the defensive guys too, and again, I think some of the coaching staff, before the decision was made, I think that they were hopeful that they would get the chance to rest some of these guys, given how they played. I mean, even that Buffalo game, the how much it took out of those defensive guys. And what we've seen from the Eagles defense on short rest, on short weeks, I do think getting those guys a chance to, again, reset before the postseason is an important thing.
EJ, we were talking before you came on about how maybe Nick is one of these guys wired to, I really want that 2 seed, a competitor, fiery guy, emotional. Do you think he had to be convinced by the front office? We heard earlier in the week, we haven't had those conversations yet. Doesn't have to be determined today. Do you think it was, Howie in the front office have had these conversations, but we're going to sell Nick on this over the first couple days of the week?
Yeah, I liked Bo's framing of that earlier in the show, where I feel like Nick is typically anecdotal in for better or worse. I understand, I think he uses his experiences, and his experiences have been pretty positive when they get a chance to rest. And honestly, on the flip side, I think if I were Nick Sirianni, and the only example they have of a week 18 playing for seeding situation, AJ Brown gets hurt. And I think that probably is you touch the pot or you burn your hand on the pot or whatever it is. So I think that's probably influencing it too. So I don't know how much convincing it took for Nick, but I do think by the time that we heard from him earlier in the week, he wasn't doing a good job hiding what he wanted to do there in that situation. He was trying to play it straight, and it was pretty obvious how much he valued the chance to give these guys a break.
Is there anybody beyond Tanner who you are particularly excited to see on Sunday?
It's funny. I was typing out the starting lineup this morning. So, I mean, I'm not going to go Cam Latu. I feel like that's a little bit too obvious. I mean, I think that Cameron Williams has a chance to play in this game. Obviously, the Eagles activated him.
I mean, he's got to play.
Right, exactly. So to me, I'm interested to see what he looks like. Going through it, I mean, I think Darius Cooper is another obvious one. It's funny. I'm trying not. The reason I'm stalling here is because the two guys I'm interested in seeing are Bo Wolf guys. So I'm trying to zag here. But I mean, Darius Cooper and Brandon Johnson will both have big roles, and I think it'll be interesting to see both of them.
Well, you think Brandon Johnson will definitely be up because
I think he will.
Yeah, I don't know. They have other, they could play Mac McWilliams, right?
Yeah, they could play Michael Carter. All right, you might be talking me out of Brandon Johnson. I figured Michael Carter it's either going to be Michael Carter or Andre Sam at safety, is my guess.
Right.
Now, it'll probably be Andre Sam, but those are the only ones I'm like question mark on. I mean, honestly, Jahad Campbell. I mean, he's an easy one, right? Like,
But do you think he's going to play?
I think he probably will. I don't think you can afford to rest him.
Why not just Trotter and Smile Mondon?
Okay, maybe he's up. Okay, you're talking me out of it. I think Darius Cooper will play a lot. I think that's a safe bet.
He will play a lot.
Yeah. And one thing I found interesting this week is like, obviously there are a lot of fans who, although Bill, I appreciate you saying that, like you were only going to the game if it was a garbage time game, but a lot of fans are
the old fourth game against the Jets, the fourth preseason game, the toilet bowl every year. That was my favorite game on the schedule every single season. Loved it. GJ Kenny, give me that all day. I love these games.
Iguanu.
Iguanu. High hopes for him.
So being around the locker room all season, you end up talking to a lot of players that are not the main characters of the season, obviously. And like for those guys, this week is huge. So I try to talk to a few of those guys. I talked to Brett Toth and he said like this is a true colors game for, the Eagles roster. And really I think he's not like challenging the fans necessarily, but he said like for the fans too, it's like, a game like this where you don't have to really put everything into it. But for a lot of these guys, like they prepare all season for an opportunity like this. So, and obviously Tanner McKee is at the forefront of that. Like, I talked to Sam Howell about in his rookie season, he played in the regular season finale and that set him up to start the following year. So, there are opportunities to win jobs with the Eagles or elsewhere. So yeah, all these guys, like, while they're like, and the other thing, sorry, I wanted to say this too, is like, Tanner McKee talked about like there's actual stakes for this game. The Eagles have seeding on the line and how that's like refreshing because he's used to playing in games that mean virtually nothing outside of, again, the personal opportunity. So while it's not going to like look like the Eagles games have this season, I do think that there's still going to be some like intrigue here. For the real Eagles sickos, like you're probably going to pick out a couple players similar to preseason, but like pick out a couple players. You're like, that guy had some juice. I think he might have something going into next season. So it's still going to be an interesting watch, I guess is the pitch I have here.
It's always interesting to me in these situations because not like you can have 50 new guys out there. Right. Some of the more somewhat prominent guys, like we just mentioned, Jahad Campbell, are going to have to play. What veterans or more prominent players do you think are going to be in the lineup and not get the week off?
It's a good question. Moro Ajomo was one. I don't know if he'll play a ton, but he's one that I figured would have a chance to play. Fred Johnson, I think, is going to have to play.
Oh, sure. I think Steen might have to play.
I think they'll have Pryor at one of the guard spots and then Toth at the other. I think because they'll probably want to get Drew Kendall at center.
Kendall at center, yeah. But you think? Yeah. But I guess that presumes that Cameron Williams starts.
Yeah, you think he's going to get rotated in? Who are they playing at left tackle if Cameron Williams does not start?
Fred Johnson.
Oh, I don't know if you mess with Fred. I don't know if I'd want to move Fred to left tackle.
Well, I mean, don't you presume that Lane is coming back?
You presume
it's either Fred or Matt Pryor. I feel like they're not going to put Cameron Williams at left tackle, protecting Tanner McKee's blind side.
No way. So you're playing Steen at right guard for a couple of series, and you have Matt Pryor at left tackle.
I guess so.
That doesn't sound that much better.
Wait, I mean, you saw Cameron Williams in the summer.
Yeah, but maybe I don't know. That one to me, Steen playing. I guess Steen's healthy. Okay, all right. He'll have to dress. I mean, he'll at least be dressed. Okay, you could talk me into that. I think Cameron Williams, they got to play him a lot to justify activating him, though. Like otherwise,
I agree with that.
Otherwise, you could have used that roster spot on somebody who played the whole game.
I agree.
So I think he's going to play a lot. Who else? I mean, Jahan Dotson's going to have to play. That's not maybe as prominent. I think Josh Uche will play a lot.
Week.
Yeah.
And you know what, Bo? I disagree. I think that Jahad Campbell, I think you play him. I mean, he doesn't have a prominent role in the defense. He needs reps more than he needs to be healthy going into the playoffs.
Well, is Nakobe going to be ready?
I don't know if he's. I mean, I'm not sure if he'll be back up for practice next week. But I do think like for the way that Vic framed it, he's probably back for the playoffs. So, but even still, even if Jahad plays next week, you still want him to get reps. I think you'll see him.
You have robbed him of reps. That's true. Yeah. But if he's going to be your starter, I don't know that you want to play him.
I mean, he doesn't need rest. He's been on the shelf for months. Yeah. I think you play him. And then Keely Ringo is the other one that I'd expect to see a good amount of. And I mean, I'm always intrigued.
I actually think
to see
Jacorian
if
Bennett
he
is an
puts it
interesting
together.
one because he seemed to be there with Adoree early in the season. Then he got hurt, and we haven't seen him since. Let's see what he
Yeah,
looks
maybe
like.
he is. Yeah, maybe he. I think that's a good one. I think maybe he is like somebody who plays well in the regular season finale, and you feel a little bit better about him. You know, going into the summer. What's his contract situation? I don't have it up in front of me here.
One more year left?
I was about to say he's not about to. Like, there is he actually back?
I think he's in the third year of his rookie deal.
I think that's right. Yeah. Yep. You are correct. One more year.
What about just big picture playoff wise, EJ? How are you feeling about how this all shakes up?
It's interesting because, there's a good chance. I mean, it's most likely at this point that they're going to play the Rams in the first round. That is like, I think it's like a 50% chance.
And the other 40, it's like 40% according to the professor.
It's the most likely of the scenarios.
It's the most likely plurality wise, but it's still less than 50%.
Yeah, but it's the most likely of the scenario.
Yeah, but that implies
can you tell that we do a show together every day?
Likely.
Okay. The most likely of the scenarios is that the Eagles play the Rams in the playoffs. And that is a daunting first round matchup. I think if you had told me that they played pretty much anyone else, I would have felt better about it. I know that it's at the link. There's obviously the home field advantage, and the Eagles beat the Rams earlier this season. And like, as much as I want to hand wave, like, oh, like there were, some weird variants with blocked field goals and special team stuff going on in that game. That's kind of been the Rams story all season. So I don't think you can completely discount it. That said, like, it does feel like that. I mean, that matchup is going to be, I think that matchup is going to set it up where they could either be one and done, which would surprise a lot of us, even given how the season went, or they win that game and all of a sudden you talk yourself into them making it all the way. Like, I think if they beat the Rams and now they're going to Chicago, you feel really good about that matchup in the second round. And from there, I mean, it's just a matter of potentially playing a road NFC championship game. So I don't know if that first round matchup, even kind of similar to last year when they beat the Rams and it felt like, okay, this team is about to go on a run. I do think it's setting up that way if they play the Rams. Again, it's, not a plurality, not most likely. No, it is most likely. It's
yeah,
not
but you
more
said they're
likely
going to play the Rams. That is wrong.
I said it's more likely.
And that's not the first thing that you said. And just to put
Well, I
a
meant
put a
that
bow on
it's
it,
the most
if they
likely.
are the 3 seed, in order to play not the Rams have to beat the Cardinals this week, and the Seahawks have to beat the Niners, and that would mean that the Niners come here instead of the Rams.
Yeah, I don't know how to feel about the 49ers, potential 49ers matchup. I think it probably does come down to home field advantage a little bit more. I don't like I see how well that 49ers offense is playing. I don't see them doing that against the Eagles defense, especially the style that they play with, like that physical get downhill type of style. I know the Bears did that to the Eagles, but I don't think that the 49ers are going to put up a ton of points. And I mean, that 49ers defense, it would take a clean game from the Eagles offense to take advantage of it. And obviously they have not been consistent with that, but I don't know. I fear the Rams more from an Eagles perspective than I would the 49ers going into the postseason.
I think I agree.
Yeah, if there is a team to fear in the NFC, it's the Rams. I am maintaining confidence that no one in the NFC can take it from the Birds right now. I know. I have
I'm
to.
not there with you.
I have to feel this way. It's just they haven't proven otherwise. I
Yeah.
have to just go with the evidence of this team doesn't lose when it matters. They don't, and so I'm sticking with it. EJ, we were just talking about the potential for this offense to put up a bare minimum effort and still win. Where are you at in terms of a point total for this offense?
What's your number?
That you think they could still win?
They're going to play some really good offenses in the playoffs, so I'm probably at 22, 23. I'm like, I know that these are like nonsensical numbers. Give me, I guess 23 makes more sense. I was looking through this yesterday. There have only been 2 offenses in the last 10 years that had a worse regular season than the Eagles in terms of success rate and EPA per drive. that still made it to the Super Bowl. So we're talking about, a 10-year sample, and the two offenses that did it are the 2015 Denver Broncos and the 2023 Kansas City Chiefs. So that Broncos team was the one with 39-year-old Peyton Manning. So I was looking at it, and the common thread here is that the 2015 Broncos had an elite defense. Like, they didn't allow a team to score more than 18 points at all during the playoffs. So maybe 20 is the number then. Maybe that's the formula for the Eagles. Now, the Chiefs did a little bit better. The Chiefs had to put up some 24-point games on that Super Bowl run. But
the Chiefs,
still,
the 23 Chiefs are, I think, the if you're squinting and hoping, the example for this team. It's
Yep, the talent wins out.
Right. The pedigree, they're able to turn the switch in the playoffs, and they're sort of like, we are who we thought we were. Yeah,
and I mean that is a possibility for this Eagles offense, given how much talent they have. But even that, even the Chiefs offense wasn't like lights out in that. So I think you're totally right. I think this is like a moment's, I think the Chiefs kind of turned into a moment's offense that postseason, where it's like they're not playing well, but when they need it, they can get it because they've got the talent to overcome certain things. So I think that probably is the formula for this team. But again, the numbers bear it out. It is a tough needle to thread once you get into these high stakes games.
Do you have any New Year's resolutions, EJ?
You'll appreciate one of my New Year's resolutions. I'm trying to keep a better schedule. Like, I'm trying to take out time each night and then each morning to really block out what I have going on. You guys might notice that. Well, you guys, if Anthony's watching at home, he'll notice I've never worn this shirt on the on the morning show before, because usually I'm not actually dressed.
There's no way he'll notice that.
Well, he might notice. You don't know.
No way.
VG might notice. You're right. Anthony's not going to notice. He doesn't care.
I mean, I wouldn't have noticed.
I mean, listen, I noticed because I got
it's
up
your
and I made
shirt.
I blocked out my schedule.
We're not paying attention to your shirt.
I'm trying to be more organized. I'm trying to.
What does
be
that have to
more,
do with being more organized, by the way?
Because I got this is the shirt I'm going to be wearing at 2:00 on the PHLY Eagle show. Well, really,
Okay.
2:45, because I'm coming from the locker room, which I know because I went through my schedule. So just trying to make all of my resolutions needed to I needed to be able to see them integrated easily into my life, and that one was one I felt I could achieve without too much trouble.
Okay.
All right, EJ, we appreciate you dropping by this morning. I am glad that you are at least one day in sticking to your schedule.
Yeah.
And EJ will be on the Eagle show at 2:45 today. So looking forward to that as well.
See you later, EJ.
Take it easy,
Yep, see you
EJ. That was our own EJ Smith on the Xfinity mobile call-in line.
Are you a resolutions guy, Bill?
No, I'm not gonna. Well, I'm gonna set myself up for failure.
Yeah.
There's enough going wrong in life that I don't need to be and I also failed myself. No, I let enough people down every single day before it's me too.
Yeah, that's fair.
What do you have?
I'm not like I gotta do my resolutions. I'd like to read a little more.
Yeah,
this year.
sure. Yeah.
I mean, everybody like to work out more, drink less, but
yeah,
we'll see how long
and
that lasts.
then the Eagles offense puts up 11 points, and the drink less thing goes right out the window. How about you, Tyler? Any resolutions?
Yeah, I think the get to the gym, workout more thing, and it's funny because 2 years ago I was like, oh, what's an hour? You got an hour, right? You could do that whenever you want. I realized very quickly once you have kids, it's like you're 5 o'clock in the morning or 10 o'clock at night, and those are your two options, and I hate both of them. Mm-hmm. And so I do think I have to just pick one and stick with it. It's probably going to be the 10 o'clock at night because I am not a morning person whatsoever. But I do think I really do need to get back into the gym.
If my options were wake up at 5 a.m. or die young, I would die young. That is not an option for me. Yeah. Oh yeah, get up at 5 a.m. and start sweating. That is just not going to happen.
Well, it's
regardless of consequences.
Because my wife is the exact opposite. She would rather be the 5 a.m. gym in bed by 9 o'clock as opposed to where I would be like, I'll go to the gym at 9:30 and as long as I can sleep in. Because my viewpoint on sleeping is I'd rather get it at 6, 7, 8 in the morning than at 9, 10, and 11 at night. It's the same amount of time, but it feels different to me.
Oh yeah, I need that morning. I need that little morning stretch.
Yeah, 100%. All right, before we take the next break, let's get to the big takeaway presented by Xfinity. We're going through all the scenarios here, and there's a very simple one. If the Eagles win, they host the Packers in the opening round. They'll get home field advantage, and of course, yes,
the Bears
and
have to
the
lose
Bears
to the Lions.
lose to the Lions. The Bears are 3-point favorites. Eagles are 4-point favorites. So there's a bunch of these scenarios happening. Do you expect, is it fair to expect the Eagles backups to beat the Commanders? Like, that's really what it comes down to. Especially, like, we've watched this offensive line made up of what we believe to be Pro Bowlers, all pros, not be able to protect a star-studded offense. Is it fair to expect their backups to be able to protect like Tanner McKee, who hasn't played many downs at all?
If this game goes wrong, I do think that's how it would happen.
Yeah.
Is they just can't protect. I think the Commanders are incentivized to lose. That's a big part of it. And I am a Tanner McKee truther. I think that Tanner McKee is good enough to win this game on his own. That's how I feel.
I want to believe that as well. Is when you say you're a Tanner McKee truther,
I invented Tanner McKee. I was first on Tanner McKee.
Does that mean you think he's one of the 32 best quarterbacks in the league?
I think he's one of the 20 best quarterbacks in the NFL. I really do. I truly believe that.
I want to believe that. I just, like, based on the small sample size we have seen, it's like, yeah, he can throw it. It just, can he do all that other stuff?
I think he is very aware of his limitations, so he gets the ball out on time. I think in this specific offense, now we'll see who he plays with on Sunday, but like with A.J. Brown and Devontae Smith, he will just give those guys a chance to go win 50-50 balls. I think he sees it pretty well. I mean, he's got athletic limitations, but I think he's very good. I really do.
So you're expecting them to win this game?
I am expecting them
You
to win.
are very much expecting them to win. I think I'm there as well. Maybe it's, again, this hubris of... Yeah, I just think I believe Tanner McKee to be this good. I have no idea because we've seen him play. Has he played 100 snaps in the NFL?
Probably not.
I don't think so. But we have seen him look pretty good in these situations in the past. Now, this is going to be a little different because it's not AJ and Devontae. It's going to be Jahan Dotson as the number one in all likelihood. And that's a downgrade. Like that is a considerable down.
But
it's not as if he's a bad player. It's just those guys are awesome.
But what will be interesting and what we saw last year in Week 18 is, as all season long we've been hearing sort of the finger pointing behind the scenes of who's responsible for the offense. Like, is it Patullo? Is it Sirianni? Is it Jalen's preferences? If they come out with a much different looking offense, like way more under center, way more play action, then it's like the coaching staff sending the overt message that is Jalen's offense.
This isn't my fault.
This is Tanner's offense.
This is it behooves like you said, it behooves Washington if they really wanted to F with us. Let him throw for 400 yards.
Yes.
It behooves
fight on every play action fake extra hard. Does it behoove Kevin Patullo to be like, it's not my design. He only wants to throw hitch routes. That's the problem. It has nothing to do with what I'm drawing up. Right.
It's just that this is what he does. I guess is that the circumstances of the game winning. It's just going to be the backups. But hey, we still have a chance. We have a chance at that 2 seed. How much of the storyline of this game is going to be like, is this a better option? Is Patullo better than we thought, and there are other limitations? Like,
I think
they put up 24 points in this game, and it's not just short fields or whatever. It's like they have 3 touchdown and a field goal drive, maybe stalls in the red zone or something.
I think what is nice from the Eagles' perspective is the switch will flip quickly because it'll be Monday's playoff week, right?
Yes.
So it'll be like on Sunday that will be the conversation, but then very quickly it'll be like, okay, let's get serious and talk about the Rams or the Niners or the Packers.
because we have different backgrounds. I came up on sports radio.
Yeah.
I can't imagine what sort of show I would be doing if that was
yeah.
my job. Like I very much like I love just getting to do. Oh yeah, I talk about the Flyers for an hour every day, and I don't have to dive into that stuff. But I sometimes just sit there and watch the game and be like, if I was on Monday morning,
Yeah, of course.
what would
Yeah.
and like there is more incentive to be a hot takeist in that situation, perhaps.
Would you think about? Would you think about playing Tanner against?
And that's how you frame
did it
it, right?
enter your mind.
Did it enter your mind? I'm not saying do it. I'm not saying they should start Tanner McKee in the playoffs because that's crazy. But did it enter your mind a little bit? You know, like, is that where we're gonna be? I'm not saying
I
on
think that's-
Wednesday, but
yeah, I think that's a
Monday,
possibility,
that's
yeah.
where we're gonna be.
Yeah. Yes.
Because if you're a Tanner McKee truther, that means you
but
think
that
it could happen.
Doesn't mean I think he should be the quarterback.
No,
Yeah.
but you expect him to have a performance that could spark that debate.
Yes,
if
I do.
You were so
I
inclined to have
absolutely
a
do.
nonsense debate because
Yes.
it's week 18 and we have a week to build to a playoff game.
I fully expect that to be the case.
That's honestly. What a great place to be. What a for the team. Like they could repeat as Super Bowl champions, and like our backups just won us the 2 seed. That's a nice place.
Yes, they will win back-to-back Super Bowls and replace the head coach and the quarterback.
Who, in replacing him, they'd have to give like $100 million in dead money to. Yeah, we traded him and handicapped ourselves for the entire year after winning a second Super Bowl MVP. That would be really funny, honestly.
Yes. I think it's possible.
That would be the most, like, more ridiculous than anything that ever happened on Friday Night Lights.
Even the murder?
There was the murder. There was the murder
Landry just murdering a guy?
That just kind of went away.
Yeah.
It was like, yeah, we killed a guy,
Yeah.
but it was all right. Like, he was a bad guy.
Yeah,
he
had to
went,
come. He had to
went
come.
away. It's Texas. You're allowed to just kill one bad guy. Like, that's pretty much. That is a funny. This is quite a position to be in. Not only preparing for the playoffs, but also.
Yeah,
What are these takes going to be? I am looking forward to it. I love these sorts of games where we're going to see a bunch of guys, because that's why I always loved the fourth preseason game.
Yeah.
This is your chance.
You get to see the guys. Absolutely.
This is your chance to put
There's
something on
very
film.
human about it. Yes.
We've seen so many, especially a team like this, it gets picked apart. Right? The smallest, if you had some role in a Super Bowl run, a playoff run, some other team's going to go, we need that.
Yeah.
The intangibles, the experience, and he made a few plays. Like, so we're either going to be elevating some of these guys or they're going to get picked off. Like, this is their chance. And that's why I really appreciate these
That's
games.
what they always say is you're not just playing for this team, you're playing for
31
all
other
32
teams.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. Yeah.
So I'm looking forward to seeing some of that.
Before we get to Derek in a few minutes, can I ask you a hockey question?
Absolutely.
What do I need to know about the USA roster?
Oh man, what you need to know about the USA roster is they for the Olympics. The rosters have been announced for Canada, USA. Bill Guerin has his roster. They're leaving some skill.
Okay.
As they tend to do.
Okay.
Always
They want to be like
the Americans,
American muckers and grinders.
They tend to go
gritty,
like, yeah, Cole Caulfield scores a ton of goals, but what else does he do? I'm like, but if you score a ton of goals, do you need to do anything
yeah.
else? Like, that's kind of the point.
Okay.
Tage Thompson, not having the best year, but like, I don't know, a 6'2" center who can score 40 goals. Like, I'd probably want that guy on the roster. They're going to probably be in the gold medal game.
Okay.
It's just,
Does
it
it just very clearly line up USA Canada?
USA Canada? I think as long as the NHL, we'll see if this freaking rink gets built on time.
Yeah.
It's supposed to be, but like USA Canada, as long as the NHL guys are going, and it very much appears that they will, barring last second disasters.
Okay.
They just blow everyone away in terms of talent. They can leave some talent home as they're going to do, and still outskill everybody. I just don't know if they have the firepower to keep up with Canada. Like, Canada's 2C is Nathan McKinnon, who's going to win the MVP. Like, yeah, and we got a guy better than him. He's just not having a better year right now.
Right.
Like, their top end guys are still the best in Canada.
Okay.
With especially Austin Matthews, kind of like, what happened to him? He's not that star level player right now. He's good. He's one of the better players in the league, but he's not winning the MVP anytime soon.
Right.
He's not that guy right now. I don't know if they can keep up with Canada's top end dudes.
And how many Flyers will be playing in the Olympics period?
Well, They have Rodrigo Abels will be there for Latvia.
Oh, love that.
Yeah. It looks like
I'm a quarter
Vladar.
Latvian. I'm going to be rooting for him.
Yeah, Vladar will be there for the Czechs, Czechia, whatever they're called now. Finland will take Rasmus Ristolainen. Not going to be any Americans. Only Sanheim on Canada. That might be it.
Okay.
It's I know there's like geopolitical stuff involved, and like I'm not smart enough to talk about any of that. I just don't see how keeping Russia from like playing in the hockey tournament like solves a war.
Okay.
I don't see how those two things really make any sense. I would just love to see Matvei Mishkov in the Olympics. Like,
Yeah, that's fair.
around other star level players.
Well,
With that sort of
let's
incentive.
naturalize him.
Yeah.
Let's turn him American.
Yeah, Joel Embiid could play for
Let's
like 9
go,
different
Matvei.
teams if he wanted
Yeah.
to. That's I think once you declare, because he's played in international tournaments before,
Okay.
if you declare for the IIHF, you are then that forever. If you have multiple, like Sean Couturier was born in America, but his dad's Canadian, he grew up on a military base, he can only play for Canada, like because he's done it before. And I think he could only play for Russia because of that. But I would just love to see him in it. But maybe in 4 years, maybe 4 years from now, the world will be in a better place.
Well, maybe Russia will have broken up into other.
Yeah, and maybe we'll just
he
have
can
a
play
bunch
for
of these little teams. I love Belarus one year almost beat Canada, and it was the coolest game ever. And I've always loved Belarusians. Like, oh, there's a Belarusian goalie in the 5th round. I want him. Like those are my guys.
I like that.
All right, on the other side, we will flip gears, talk a little Sixers with our own Derek Bodner on the Xfinity Mobile call-in line. Before that, got to take our second break. Whether your favorite team wins or not, there's always another way to win in the BetParx online casino app. You got to check out some of their newest games. We're talking Huff and More Puff. We're talking Fireblaze Sky Queen, a BetParx exclusive. It's the only app I use to play all my favorite casino games right in the palm of my hand. When I say favorite casino games, we're talking all the classics: blackjack, roulette, craps, poker, baccarat, and hot online slots like 88 Fortunes and Cleopatra. There's slots based on your favorite streaming shows. We're talking The Walking Dead, Peaky Blinders, Breaking Bad, and nostalgic favorites like The Goonies as well. And right now, new users can get up to $1,000 casino bonus back if you're down in the first 24 hours. What is stopping you from downloading the app? All you got to do is go to betparx.com and download the app right now to enjoy all the action and excitement from the casino at your fingertips. You must be 21 and in Pennsylvania, New Jersey, Maryland, or Michigan for BetParx. You love to play. You play to win. You bet. BetParx. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
Elkins Chevrolet, our good friends at Elkins, they're run by 3 brothers, real brothers, who also happen to be big old sports fans, big Eagles fans. So this holiday season, our friends at Elkins are making sure you get a deal that will feel just as good as a win. And we're not talking about a win with the backups in, we're talking about a playoff win. They've got a great big inventory of Chevy trucks and SUVs, and there's no better time to grab one at a price that won't last. Whether it's getting to the game, to work, or hitting the holiday road, you will roll into the new year in the perfect ride at the perfect price. Elkins Chevrolet. Real brothers, real deals, and a whole lot of honking good service, baby. Elkins Chevrolet. Route 73 South in Marlton, New Jersey. Tell them that we sent you from PHLY. Shop now at elkinchevrolet.com. Together, let's drive.
All right, welcome back. We are Bill and Bo here filling in for Gargano and
Bilbo.
VG.
It's like Bilbo Baggins.
Yeah, that's good stuff. I like that. We are in the Xfinity studio, and do we have Derek? I can't remember what you told me. All right.
Unbelievable.
Derek,
come on.
It is like 10:01, so we will we'll see. We will have Derek Bodner joining us in just a little bit, but I'm excited to talk some Sixers.
Did you see the double block?
Yeah, I did.
Pretty cool.
And that's the Sixers, because there's so much overlap with the Flyers schedule.
Yeah.
It's the team I just don't get to keep up on that much. And reading Kyle's piece this morning after last night's game, it feels like there's some optimism. There's some growing optimism with what the Sixers could be turning into.
I think so. I mean, to have to be able to compete while also bringing along VJ, who seems like a true star, It has been, I think, as good of a start to the season as they could have realistically hoped for.
And that's
While
the thing.
Maxey continues to ascend to like superstardom.
And like, listen, there's a bunch of players ahead of him, but the fact that he's 7th, 8th in MVP odds right now, like,
Yeah.
I think that just really speaks to the way he has like organically grown his game. Because I just remember watching him a few years ago, going, "Fun, exciting. Is he a number 1?" And it's starting to turn into.
Very clearly.
I don't see how you can say he isn't.
Yeah. And yeah, it is the sort of the classic basketball offseason thing of like you keep adding one thing to your game. And he's now just like just a dead-eye shooter from long range, which is awesome to watch.
It is why I go back to his draft, and it's ridiculous to think in these terms, but I've always thought, man, if there was a tournament that year, absolutely no way he falls. Tyrese Maxey falls to us. Did COVID somehow benefit the Sixers?
Oh, that's interesting.
In some small way, it just really. Basketball, the draft is always so straightforward to me.
Yeah.
Like, it's such a guessing game in hockey. Like, yeah, man, like the first pick, we probably know. Maybe the first 5. After that, who the hell knows?
In terms of who's going to be good or who's going to be picked.
Who's going to be good? Like, they seem to nail that pretty well every year.
Okay.
And like the order is, you then sort by points. Like, yeah, it's like within 5% of each other. This pretty much makes sense. Like in basketball, it just seems that way. Where in hockey, much more of a guessing game. Like after the top 5, the fact that he falls to us at 20 always. Wow, a little bit of luck for this franchise, and maybe that's starting to finally come back.
And I will say, as someone who has not exactly felt like Daryl Morey is God's gift to general managing, they have drafted so well. They really have, especially given like the picks that they've had. So they deserve a lot of credit for that.
The debates going into this, like with VJ, it seemed half the city very much on board. The other half is like, what the hell are you talking about? And then starting on opening night, it was like, they got it right.
Yeah, they got it right. Now Knippel has been really good as well. I think he would still rather have VJ because he's a much better defender. But that has been interesting. I was getting EJ's Secret Santa gift a week ago or 2 weeks ago or whatever. So I was in like the mall because I had to get a custom made T-shirt, and then I go walk into the Lids just to see if there's anything to get for Christmas for my kids, and they were having a spirited debate about VJ versus Ace Bailey, who has like done nothing. And everybody was in agreement that Ace is still better. He's a walking bucket. Like you can't pass that up. I'm like, what are you guys talking about? It's like walking into an alternate universe.
It's
like, what are you reading? What
well,
are you watching?
you were in the mall. Maybe you went back 6 months.
Yeah, exactly.
What's your mall?
Well, no, we had the show. We had the show at Reading Terminal.
Oh, okay.
So
okay.
I went across to what's it called? The Fashion District, whatever.
Yeah.
Whatever that place is.
The hell's it called now? Yeah. Sure.
Anyway,
Galleria?
yeah,
that was the old. Yeah, it's the Fashion District now. That's what we call it.
I don't know.
I feel like it's changed names 3 times.
I don't know what it's called.
But I still love.
It did feel like going backwards though. Yeah.
I still love going to the mall.
Do you?
There's like a couple of places. I got my malls, Deptford Mall, Jersey guy.
Okay.
A couple places.
Were you going to the Brookstone, checking out the massager?
Couple places in the food court I love.
Okay.
I call it jalapeno, my favorite Mexican food. Absolutely, it's like just much cheaper Chipotle. Get a good burrito bowl there, outstanding. I love going to the mall. Like you got to try on a hat. You have to go and try on
I agree
a
with
hat.
that.
They're a little.
Yeah, hats fit weird.
Yeah, I know I'm a
You
7.5.
You can't buy a hat.
Not every time.
Yeah, I agree with that.
Yeah, it does feel though like, this is the downfall of society here. I am in the last throes of
Yes.
of in-person shopping when I go
Absolutely.
into the mall. I went into a Best Buy recently. It was sad. It was legit. Do we have Derek now? Is that where you're? Oh, all right.
Should we go to our Golden Nuggets?
You know what? Yeah, let's go to the. Okay, never mind. We'll go to the Golden Nugget Nugs of the day because this was an idea you had last week that I loved.
Yeah.
The idea of let's equate some Philly athletes.
Let's do it. Let's do a little wrestling
With
talk.
pro wrestlers, because Bo and I are a couple of the pro wrestling fans here. Tyler used to watch wrestling back in the day, so he can jump in as well. But these
You've
are
got
the
your list. I've got mine.
Golden
Well,
Nuggets Nugs of the day. Let's just make some comparisons
We'll go
here.
one by one. You go.
Yeah.
You go one. I'll go one.
My very first one, I thought it was the easiest one on the board, so I snagged it.
Okay.
Jalen Hurts, QB1, the franchise, John Cena. I mean,
Okay.
not even just their
Very,
status.
very careful about the image that they cultivate.
Yes, not just their status and what they've accomplished, but also the cultivated. You're not going to catch them in the bad moment. They are never. That is never once going to happen in front of you.
And despite the fact that they are at the top, always a conversation about how good they actually are.
Yeah, that's when I was a teenager. I was going to shows to chant "You can't wrestle."
Right, of course.
Like 100%.
Yeah.
So the question of their actual technical ability versus status,
right.
I think that is a very
good
much
in the community as well.
Yeah, do a ton of community
I think that's a good
work.
one.
Like you like them as a person, even if you're like, I don't like his character.
Yeah.
You look at what he
I
does
agree
and
with
go
that.
like, how can I not like him?
That's a very good one.
Yeah.
I'm going to give you one more, then I think we do have Derek. So we'll come back to this.
We'll come back to
My
this.
first one, I have one that I feel very good about for Sirianni.
Ooh.
Jimmy Hart.
Mouth of the South.
The mouth
Jimmy
of the
Hart,
South,
like
who's
what?
just yapping on the
It's like-
sideline as the unbelievable talent that has been handed to him
Incredible
is taking
talent.
care of business on the field.
Like all of the stuff happening back
Yeah.
behind the scenes, and he's just
Meanwhile,
out.
he's mean
just
mugging,
out
yeah.
in front, yelling, doing. That's dead on. I
feel very good
That's
about that
really, really good. Mouth is all right. We're coming back to this because honestly, I think it's hilarious. Don't care what anyone else watching thinks. But now it's time to flip the switch back to the Sixers and talk to our very own Derek Bodner on the Xfinity mobile call-in line.
Look at the quality of that camera.
Look at that.
Oh,
That is
man.
a beautiful picture right there. Happy New Year, Derek. How you doing today?
Same to you. I'm doing great. You know, I have to say, I have absolutely nothing to add to that wrestling conversation that you guys are having. Absolutely nothing. Could not be less of a contributor. But I'm captivated by it, and I cannot wait to get off the air and see where you guys go with this.
Outstanding. Well, we'll only keep you a couple of minutes then. I'm catching up on what's going on in Sixers world and reading Kyle's observations from last night. Just feels like there's growing optimism towards where we thought this team was and now where they're going as Embiid finds himself. PG kind of finds his role. We're seeing Maxey, VJ running through the first rookie wall, coming back strong. Is that your sentiment as well that, all right, they're fifth in the East, or fifth in the East. Maybe this thing could be a little better than we thought a couple months ago.
Yeah, I think that's true. And I think what's always been fascinating about the Sixers season, there's always been sort of like multiple different ways it could be considered a success. You know, a lot of times, especially recently with the NBA, teams that have tried to take like a dual timeline sort of approach, thinking specifically with the Golden State Warriors, when they had a couple of high draft picks, it hasn't really worked out. You usually have to commit to one way or the other. The Sixers are sort of forced into that because they have Joel Embiid and Paul George under contract. They're pretty much immovable contracts. So they have to try to compete now, but they also back their way into a top 3 pick in last year's draft. And you're trying to develop him alongside Maxey. So you can either have, a situation where Joel Embiid is able to stay on the court regularly, and all of a sudden you have a team that can compete with anyone in the Eastern Conference, or the season can be a success because VJ Edgecombe looks like a building block for the future. And over the last couple of weeks, you've kind of seen both of them come together at the same time. Like VJ Edgecombe is looking way better than anyone expected. He's looking like a home run at the number 3 pick. He's looking like a future long-term starter next to Tyrese Maxey, and quite frankly, the exact kind of off-ball guard that Tyrese Maxey needed. And he continues to give you more and more and more to be excited about. And over the last 2 weeks, Joel Embiid has started to look like, A, a regular basketball player. He's played in 8 of the last 12 games. And B, I don't want to say what he previously was, but certainly somewhere in the middle of where he was last year and where he was when he was an MVP. He's looking more and more and more comfortable within his own limitations each and every game. And you're sort of seeing that dual timeline. Like if you just needed one of those two outcomes to work, you're seeing a possibility of both of those outcomes happening at the same time. It's pretty exciting. And I'm not going to sit here and tell anyone that they should believe in Joel Embiid staying healthy and staying on the court. But I think you're at least seeing that he still has the ability to play high-level NBA basketball when he's on there. And I think 2 weeks ago, 3 weeks ago, a month ago, I think a lot of people didn't know whether or not he could be an impact player given his current physical limitations. I think he's shown that he can be. Now it's just how often can he be?
And so behind the scenes, Derek, how does Joel seem to be handling it not being his team necessarily on the court and sort of being in a supplemental role, even though he still feels about himself the way that he does?
Yeah, yes. Supplemental role, even though he's averaging like 27 points over his last 8 games or something like that. But you're not wrong because it's very clearly Tyrese's team, and it's been that way all year. I think he has been, like, he's always going to have periods because, like, 2 years ago, he was the best scorer in the world. And I think there's always going to be times when he's going to sort of default back to, I can take over this game, I can cook, I can lead them to victory. But I think for the most part, he has embraced being more of a distributor. He's embraced being more of certainly letting Tyrese Maxey take the mantle and be the sort of vocal leader of this team. I don't think he's ever really wanted to necessarily be the vocal leader of the team, so I don't think it's all that difficult of a adjustment for him there. He was sort of thrust into it because he was the best player on the team. But I think the on-court, offensive balance is probably going to be a little bit more of a work in progress. But I think you've seen him, and even in last night's game, he was passing, and he was really trying to play make for others. He's got some real chemistry going with not only Tyrese, but you're seeing a lot of cuts with VJ. Don Barlow, he's had a good connection with. I think he's
that
willing.
little pass he makes on the Quentin Grimes 3 when he's going to the hole and throws it to the corner. That was really nice.
Yeah, no, and even the games that they've lost, the Chicago game a little while ago, they were running the offense through him, but it was mostly to try to create shots on the perimeter for others. They missed the shot, so the offense looked really bad down the stretch. But I think he's willing. Like I said, I think there's always going to be periods where you look. This is a man who spent a large portion of his career with Ben Simmons, who was scared to shoot, and Tobias Harris as his 2 and 3 options. He had to do a lot by himself. There's going to be periods where I think he's going to revert back to, like, I've got to do everything myself. Yeah. But I think on balance, he's done a really good job of balancing that.
He's been able to balance it. Like when Bo asked that question, I was wondering if you would say he's relieved. So he is relieved to fall into this supplemental role because so much has been on his shoulders, and he's been able to do that because of Maxey becoming more of a star than I think anyone thought he had the potential to be. He was exciting and fun, but now you see him, he's averaging 40 minutes, 31 points, 7 assists. What can you say about the development of Tyrese Maxey over the last couple of years and really going into this season that he's not going to win MVP, but he's 6th or 7th in odds. Like, he's 16-1. He's a legitimate number 1 in this league now. What can you say about his development?
I mean, it's absurd. No, it is one where, like, he shot 29% from 3 at Kentucky. And you looked at his high school tape and you looked at some of his numbers and you said, like, I think he's a better shooter than that. Like, I don't think he's a non-shooter. I think there's going to improve over time. But for him to become one of the best shooters in the world, that alone would have been a huge home run in his development. But he's just improved in every facet of the game. Like, his playmaking is significantly better than it was at previous steps in his career. And that was, quite frankly, what I thought was going to be his swing skill. Like, if he could actually run an offense and be that primary focal point, all of a sudden team building around him becomes significantly easier. And I think he's taken a significant leap there. But I think where I'm probably most impressed is on the defensive end. Like, he was a complete liability the first 2 or 3 years of his career. And it wasn't just the fact that he was 6'2" and undersized and physically overmatched. And I think he's put on some strength and that's helped counteract that. But his awareness off ball in terms of communications, in terms of switching, was just pretty catastrophic the first 2 years of his career. And that was made worse by the fact that he was teammates with James Harden, and there were 2 people who were missing rotations all over the place.
This has been a masterclass by you in just shoveling dirt on people who are already out the door.
Well, and I think James was good for his development, just not defensively. But I think he has bought into concepts in a big way where earlier in his career he didn't. And the way that I phrased it on last night's show, he didn't really need to, right? Because if he was having 31 and 7, he would be getting all-star votes. He would be getting all NBA votes. He would be in the MVP conversations. Us, nitwits in the media don't really look at the little things like defense when we hand out those awards. He would get all the accolades in the world.
That's
where the defense really shows up is in winning, in trying to become a more complete player, trying to become a team that can, succeed in the playoffs. And for him to commit himself that way while also being one of the highest usage stars in the league who, the offense is built around, it's really impressive. You usually see as people progress into being more and more and more of a focal point, you see them take a step back on defense. You see them take a step back in terms of their effort on the end because most humans only have so much energy that they can expend. Tyrese doesn't seem like he's limited by that. And it's been really great to watch develop.
So as you recalibrate now, like it's the new year, they're on these dual tracks, but you've seen it. You know, the VJ development is happening. We don't need to worry about that continuing to happen necessarily. What would you say what would results-wise constitute a successful season, having like seen the first half of the season starting from this point?
Yeah, I mean, look, I'm still dubious whether or not Joel can stay healthy for a full playoff run.
Okay.
If he does, like, I don't think there's aren't very many. Like, Cleveland right now is a team that you thought everyone was going to be scared of. They don't look dominant at all. New York is obviously very good. Boston's been much better than you expected, but without Tatum, they're not quite as fearful as they previously were. If Joel Embiid's playing regularly in the playoffs, there's pretty much anything on the table. I'm just not ready to count on that yet, so I'm not going to determine the success or failure based off of that. But if VJ looks like this, it's almost a success by default because it sets up so much for the season. Answering that in a team context, I would need to see what the injury report looks like in April and May. Yeah, but look, right now there's almost anything on the table.
Who is the beyond the top 4 guys? Who is like the player you're most interested to follow the arc over the next several months?
Dominic Barlow's been really interesting, and he adds stuff to this team. He continues to start. He's a two-way player who starts pretty much every night, which probably says something about team building around the rest of the 4 stars and also getting a home run on that pick. His combination of defensive versatility, of rebounding, of off-ball cutting has been an almost seamless fit. I'm really curious to see what they do with that 5th starting spot when Kelly Oubre is able to come back into the lineup. But with Dom Barlow, like, obviously he's going to get converted to an NBA contract at some point. At some point is probably going to be the last possible date because it helps Josh Harris duck the luxury tax, and that is always a priority for Josh Harris, especially in non-contending years. So I think he'll be converted. Not going to disagree. But he's going to be converted eventually. The question is going to be, can he shoot well enough? Because, like, right now, you're able to basically create space by making off-ball cuts and timely off-ball cuts, and that's great. In the playoffs, when teams have a chance to game plan against you and take away your strengths and really game plan against your weaknesses, I'm curious to see how that plays out in a playoff context. But I do think he's incredibly important. I hope at some point they can develop just a standstill catch and shoot corner 3, because if they can do that, he's going to be a player for a long time in this league. But they really need, like, Joel Embiid, for all the improvement he's had, and I think he's moving better defensively. In the past, he used to be able to anchor a defense almost entirely by himself. Now he needs a little bit more help behind him. I think Barlow has really helped as sort of like a weak side shot blocker and a rebounder. He is the archetype of what they need alongside of Joel Embiid for the next couple of years. He needs to improve as a shooter just enough so that you can't completely take him out of the game.
Derek, I was telling Bo earlier, because the schedule overlaps so much, I am very much more of a casual Sixers fan. There's just only so many hours in the day. So when I see you guys, I do get into it in the playoffs because usually, Flyers ain't playing, so I have that time free. But when I see you guys like tweet about PG, I go, oh yeah, that's right. Forgot about him. He's played in about half the games this season, but much more consistent lately. Does it seem like he's starting to find his role here?
Yeah, a little bit. And his role might just be 4th option, which is not exactly what you want out of your $50+ million a year investment.
Sounds like a hell of a job, though.
Yes, it does. One of the reasons why he was an intriguing fit when they signed him is that you knew, like, at 36, 37, he wasn't going to play the player he was at 33 with the Clippers. But he would still have the skill set and sort of the acumen and the defensive rotations and the off-ball shooting where he could be valuable, even if it's not in a $50 million a year role. And I think he's sort of proven that. Like, I think his presence stabilized the defense. He's shooting better than he was last year. He's a threat off the ball. On ball, trying to create for himself is a little bit of an adventure, but you expect that he is 35 going on 36. I just sort of expected this to be the version of Paul George we got, like, in the final 2 years of the contract, not the first few years of the contract. But I do think, he is finding his spot. It's not, again, the spot that it previously was. It's not the spot that you want for that kind of money. But I think even in his diminished state, and he clearly doesn't have as much juice off the dribble that he used to have. But I think even in his diminished states, he is a plus player. He's a valuable player. And he fits what the team needs alongside their big 3. It's just the big 3 has kind of transitioned into including VJ instead of Paul George.
All right, Derek, my last one before we let you go. If you could double block anybody, who would it be?
Well, On the staff, it's probably only Devon because he's the one I have the height advantage on. We'll go some PHLY Sixers on PHLY Sixers
All right.
crime.
Wow,
I like that.
Devon
I like
catching
that.
straight.
I want to start seeing.
That being said, Devon's going to make
start
6
seeing some
jumpers in
defense
my
in
Yeah,
Papa
face.
we
Shot.
do need some
you
defense
know.
in Papa Shot. Yeah, I agree with that. All right, Derek, thank you so much.
Yep, thank you.
All right, that is our own Derek Bodner. He joined us on the Xfinity mobile call-in line. Coming up in just a few minutes, we are going to have Fran Duffy to talk some NFL, some birds, everything going on.
Draft, college football, maybe?
Just a little bit of everything. But first, let's take that third break. You got to ask yourself, do we really want Jalen Hurts returning punts? Do we really want Matvey Mishkov playing goalie? No, it's not worth the risk, time, or money, and it honestly just doesn't make any sense. You want to keep your stars focused on doing what they do best, and the same goes for your business. Togo can help any business looking to streamline operations, become more efficient, unlock more time for their best people, and just take everything off their plates. And every engagement with Togo starts with free process mapping and engineering. Togo doesn't bill a dime until the real work begins. And with processes starting at $1,000 a month, you're not going to break the bank either. And each Togo program includes dedicated staff, custom automations, and US-based process engineers who act as your quarterback, giving you complete control, total transparency, and instant efficiency. At Togo, you call the plays, we execute. Visit harnesstogo.com. Scale smarter, work faster, and stay focused on winning.
Philly, it is the season of gifting. And if you are looking for something truly unforgettable this year, we've got the perfect idea. You have to check out the incredible work from Philadelphia sports artist Jordan Spector over at SpectorSportsArt.com. I can personally tell you, these cards are unbelievable, and the attention to detail is amazing in them, and the sleekness. They look so cool. His collections come in prints, canvases, and even athlete-partnered trading cards. And get this, one of the newest cards actually includes a piece of Brandon Graham's real game-worn jersey from the big old game in New Orleans. Remember, against the Chiefs? I think we all do. So if you've got a diehard sports fan in your life, or if you just want to treat yourself, this is the kind of gift that people will be talking about forever. Head over right now to SpectorSportsArt.com. That's SpectorSportsArt.com, and grab something epic for the Philly fan in your life.
All right, we are back here in the Xfinity studio, and we're going to have Fran Duffy in just a little bit.
Did you watch the college football games yesterday?
No.
Not at all.
I can't do college sports. I just...
All college sports?
Yeah.
Really?
I try watching college hockey from time to time.
Okay.
And then I'm like, they're wearing face masks. Let's go here. Come on.
I watch women's college hockey.
Okay.
My sister's a coach.
Oh, really?
Yes.
That is really cool.
Yeah.
I appreciate that.
Just left UConn as an assistant to take over to be the first head coach at St. Joseph's in Connecticut.
Really?
Yes.
Oh, that's pretty awesome.
Yeah.
I like that.
So I have
Good for
new
her.
allegiances. Yeah.
That is outstanding. The women's game has really, really grown, and that's if you're looking. We were talking about the U.S. men's roster a little bit ago. U.S. Canada in the women's game,
what a rivalry.
legitimately great. Like hate each other.
Absolutely. Except for the two of them who are
Yes,
together.
yeah,
Right.
like they have brawled before. Like these are teams that legitimately hate each other and will play each other in the gold medal game because like every other country is just further behind in the women's hockey than the U.S. and Canada is. But that's really cool. I did not know that. That is awesome. Let's get a couple more wrestlers in as we're waiting for Fran. So we have
Who do you got next?
We have Jalen was John Cena. You have Nick Sirianni as Jimmy Hart, Mouth of the South, which is tremendous. I'm gonna go with Trevor Zegras, the newest flyer. He is having an
Shootout,
awesome
or
season.
Okay.
Yeah, he's great in the shootout, ton of skill, pretty boy. I'm calling him MJF.
Oh, okay.
Because there's so much like MJF over in AEW just became the AEW World Champion again. Oh, he's the absolute best. He's so good on the mic, such a character. You kind of forget he's awesome sometimes, and then you watch him and go, that's one of the best matches I've ever seen. That's Trevor Zegras. There's so much like, oh man, he has all these sick moves in the shootout, and he's on the cover of video games.
The flair distracts you from the substance.
I've been watching him this season going, I can't believe the narrative around this guy when he was in Anaheim. Well, maybe he's matured a bit, but watching him play, I'm like, this is a complete hockey player.
Okay.
He's awesome. And I think that happens with MJF a little as well. Like, man, he's so good on the mic. I forgot he's like the best wrestler.
Okay.
So I'm gonna put those two together, and everyone hates him around the league. So there's that as well.
Is that right?
The hockey men think he is such a wuss. Like, I think that is really that's really where the MJF comparison comes in.
Okay, I like that. All right, I'm going to give you, which one should I go for next? I will give you, now, I have 2 for Lane Johnson.
Okay.
One is Samoa Joe, which I think is good. Like, this is a guy who's at the end of his career, his body's breaking down, but when he's on the field,
most
when he's in the
consistent
ring,
ever.
he's he's as good as they
That's
get.
a good one. I was trying to come up with a Samoa Joe and couldn't.
Yeah.
Oh, I love Samoa Joe.
And then I also thought of The Undertaker for him too, like along the similar lines, but I don't think he's quite at like the Undertaker level. I like Samoa Joe for Lane.
Yeah, he's not.
You gotta know ball and love ball to appreciate Lane Johnson. You gotta really be like a wrestling diehard to love Samoa Joe.
Absolutely. Like, that is the beginning of my internet fan days, like downloading Samoa Joe matches on Kazaa and just ruining computers with viruses. It's like, this isn't even porn, it's wrestling matches. Like, which, you know, both. But that's a really good one. That's consistent, been that way for a while.
Yes.
You go, oh man, is he like the best ever, actually?
Yeah.
That's a good one. I'm going to go Bryce Harper.
Ooh, I have one for Bryce Harper. Let's see if we have the same one.
I'm calling him John Moxley. One of my all-time favorites.
Okay.
And might need to pick it up a little bit. I love Moxley, and I love the blood stuff he's doing now in AEW. I love death matches, but a lot of people are like, can we mix it up? And I think, I did that rant on Bryce, like, I'm kind of tired of the bit, and I love the bit. I love the bit. It was good. Just like, I don't know, man, just be better. And that's like, I think that's the consensus around Mox right now.
I have Hogan.
Hogan? You have Bryce Harper and Hulk Hogan.
Yeah.
Oh man. Okay.
I mean,
okay.
Is like he is
just lives the star.
Mr. Pander, right? And he's also like the biggest star.
Okay.
He's around forever. He's not going anywhere. Bubba the Love Sponge is involved.
Bubba the Love Sponge is involved somehow. All right, we're coming back to this because I want more of this comparison, but we actually have to talk some real sports, and to help us do it on the Xfinity mobile call-in line, it is our own Fran Duffy.
They do not crave food nor drink for nourishment, for they exist solely on the glow of the all-22 monitors. They are the Leatherheads, and he is Franny Films.
I forgot about the intro. How could I possibly forget something as great as that, Fran? Happy New Year. How you doing today?
Happy New Year, guys. It's like you're tossing to, like Stone Cold Steve Austin. You don't know that the glass shattering is about to come.
I have one for Stone Cold.
It really exemplifies my lack of professionalism. All right, so before we get into everything else, Fran, just want you to weigh in on the debate based on your watch of the film. Eagles resting the starters this week. Have you seen anything that makes you think like, oh, they're close? They could have just used one more get right week, and then everything would be okay.
No, I think to me, when we talked about it earlier this week, and I feel better about it even now, like sitting on it for a couple more days. I think this is the right decision to just go in and rest the starters. I think that they can really benefit from getting guys like Cam Jurgens and Landon Dickerson and some of the other guys that honestly on both sides of the ball that have played a lot of snaps, a lot of wear and tear. It was a short off season. It's been a long season for a lot of those guys. Give them that extra week of rest. I think that's more beneficial than potentially even putting yourself in better position to get the 2 seed.
We'll talk more Eagles on the show today, Fran. But is there anybody down the roster who you are most excited to watch on Sunday besides Tanner McKee?
Besides Tanner McKee, I think that to me, I was going through it yesterday. And I think that looking at this, the back seven, just seeing like, all right, what are some of the different combinations that we'll see back there? Some of the young linebackers, like I would imagine we'll see a lot of Smile Munden. Like, so that's a player that I'm excited to see. I think that how they're going to use the secondary in terms of like Brandon Johnson, Mac McWilliams, like that, some of those young guys that we just haven't been able to see or haven't seen a lot of since the summer. I'm excited to see, like, all right, you've had a full year kind of sitting in the background. What do you look like now? I think that'll be beneficial.
So let's talk a little college football yesterday. 3 very good games. Do you feel like, I mean, the fact that we don't have, Oregon is the biggest blue blood left, isn't this a successful playoff, the way that this has turned out?
I think so. I think that when you're looking at how this thing has played out so far, it's been an exciting playoff in terms of, like, it's not just chalk. Once again, we got a bunch of upsets. Now, it is interesting, and look, college football as a sport is known to, like, get hyper focused on something and overreact to it and try and change this one rule for next year.
100%.
And now that we've seen it's 2 years now, we've got an 8-game sample. The teams that have the bye are 1-7. And I think that is really interesting and something that I think is going to feed more into playoff expansion, because now Big Ten and SEC commissioners are looking around saying, like, all right, we want to make sure that we get more teams into the field so that there's
so there are no buys. They'll get to 16.
Fewer bye weeks. And I think that helps everybody. I think this is just another step in that direction. Look, there's been a lot of talk about, like, shortening the timeline so that now there's not this long layoff. There's a lot of things that have to happen. But yeah, this has been fun. I've really enjoyed the game so far. I know that there were a couple laughers the first 2 rounds, but to me, so far, it's a success.
We like this Ole Miss quarterback from last night?
Yeah, I'm not going crazy, like going overboard, but I mean, he's been a playmaker for them all year. It's a little volatile. In terms of, like, there's highs and lows. As good as it looked during stretches in the second half last night, that's how bad it looked in the second half the first time he played that Georgia defense. So I think that it's certainly an awesome story. Let's not forget where he was going to go before Ole Miss swooped in with an offer. Temple he was set to go to Temple,
really,
for $300,000 last year at this time, and then Lane Kiffin came in and they offered double, and so he went to Ole Miss. So what could have been for the Temple Owls?
And so, what do you feel like would be the bigger feel-good result? Is it Indiana, this team that's been like one of the worst football programs in the league or in the country, winning it all, or Lane Kiffin leaving and them winning without him?
I mean, anyone that likes a good spite story, you certainly want. You're rooting for the Ole Miss.
I just wish Joe Judge wasn't involved.
Man, there were a few moments last night where you just look over and he's kind of like fumbling through, and it was very funny seeing how often that he was the focus of the camera. I would say that seeing the Indiana storyline, see that all the way through would be very fun. Especially, I wrote in the newsletter that dropped on Tuesday morning or on Wednesday morning that all the pressure was on the Hoosiers yesterday, because they're the number 1 seed. They were the darling of college football a year ago, and they got ousted in the first round by Notre Dame. And so it was like, all right, like, is this real? Are they going to get? Is it going to be another early exit for Indiana? And so they came out, and they were the only favored team, the high seed to win in the last 2 years in that game after the bye. I think that speaks to how disciplined that team is, how well coached that team is. It's going to be fun to watch them through the rest of the playoff.
Yeah, absolutely. That I do like a spite story, though.
Yeah,
I think I like a spite story more than an actual heartwarming story.
Oh, for sure.
I'd rather.
And I saw like Lane was instead at the LSU women's game, and they lost their first game of the season. It's like, he's really just getting thrown under the bus. I love it.
Well, but here's the only thing, guys, and this flies in the face of the spite theory. For every game that Ole Miss wins, Lane Kiffin worked it into his contract that with LSU. That he gets LSU is paying him a bonus equal to that of the playoff win bonus that he got from Ole Miss. So he's getting money in his pocket. He's as big of an Ole Miss fan as anybody else right now.
Mm-hmm.
College sports are just that's honestly hilarious. That makes me like this even more. Fran, what do you attribute the fact that only one team has been able to do this with the buys? Like, is it just small sample size? Like 8 games isn't like 2. So
right.
The first year in baseball we saw it like, oh, maybe this isn't.
And some of these weren't
best.
necessarily upsets, right? Like Oregon was favored, right? Like some of these were. But anyway, go ahead.
And the other big thing is going back to last year, and so Bill, to your question, I think it is a little bit small sample size, but again, like college football as a vehicle, like as an entity, has been very overreactive to small samples in the past. So I think that last year the big thing was, all right, well, we are not going to just automatically shoehorn the conference champions into those into those seats as the top 4 seeds to automatically get the bye. We're not going to do that because that's how we result. That's what resulted in some of those teams getting those wins. Well, you fast forward a year, and the same thing happened regardless. I do think at the end of the day, the idea of those guys getting thrown off their rhythm a little bit. We know how how football coaches are, and I think it's coaches across the board. It's very much like creature of habit. Your Sunday routine, your Monday, your Tuesday, your Wednesday. The moment you throw that off, I do think that there is something to that for some teams. Some teams are better able to navigate that than others, but you get thrown off your rhythm a little bit as opposed to the other team that is still you're going through it, and now it's just another game on the schedule, and you stay within your routine. There's probably something to that, but I mean, for a lot, these games were all in neutral sites as well. So it's like both teams in Oregon, Texas Tech had to fly cross country to go to play in the Orange Bowl. So it's I'm of two minds of it.
If you are draft inclined, make sure that you're checking out Fran's draft podcast and also subscribing to the newsletter, and also check out the draft guide on allphly.com. Fran, if you could pick one player from the final 4 teams and put them on the Eagles roster next year, who would it be?
Ooh, on the roster next year. I thought you were going to say drop them into the postseason.
Well, you could do that too, but
yeah, right.
You probably just pick an offensive
for
coordinator
next year. To me, so I'm doing my first mock draft of the offseason. I'd say the NFL offseason this week. So look for that Wednesday morning. And to me, the way I'm going into this from an Eagles standpoint is it's got to be an offensive player. And whether it's offensive line or wide receiver, tight end, I'm not going to be picky. But to me, getting more young offensive talent is of the utmost importance. And so when I look at these 4 teams left, who is the best non-quarterback offensive player, and probably non-running back offensive player, my mind goes to Oregon tight end Kenyon Sadiq.
That was Tyler's pick.
Top 12, top 15 pick, really athletic. He's a dynamic athlete. The production has been up and down, but that's an offense where they love to spread the ball around. Dante Moore, the quarterback from Oregon, he had 11 different pass catchers yesterday. They love to spread the ball around. A lot of different personnel groupings, but this guy gets after it as a blocker. He's not just a receiver first. He's a lot of fun, and again, really, really dynamic. So that would probably be the first name that comes to mind.
Good one.
We, Charlie and I, over on the Flyers show, live in awe of Fran because we have people who are like, oh, we want to start talking draft, and I'm like, we don't. We don't have that capacity. I wish we had a Fran with us on the Flyers beat to be able to do it for hockey, but we can't do it. So always very much appreciate those insights, Fran. Do we have anything else? Or
let's let the guy go.
Yeah, you guys are going to talk birds later today, so we appreciate you coming by. Thank you.
We got
very
more
much.
wrestlers to get to.
Yeah,
Fran.
honestly, we want to do wrestling, but we very much appreciate you joining us on the Xfinity mobile call-in line today, Fran. Appreciate it.
Love you.
Appreciate it, guys. I'll be listening. I want to hear the rest of this wrestling conversation.
All right. I think we got one more break, and then we'll come back with more wrestlers and back in the day.
Yeah, so let's do that. All right, listen up, everybody. The holidays are behind us. You did a little extra spending at Christmas. You hosted a party. It went way over budget. Listen, I know how it goes because those are the things I am dealing with right now. And as we look ahead to the spring, the wife and I looking to take some vacations, a few things around the house. We're looking to spruce up. How are we going to get it done? We're going to get it done with our friends at TrueMark Financial Credit Union. If you've been looking to take advantage of a great way to boost your savings, here's one you really don't want to miss. TrueMark Financial is offering a limited time 5-month certificate at 4.25% APY. And with a minimum deposit of just $500, it's an easy way to get started. You can open your certificate today at TrueMark.com or by visiting any of their 24 local branch locations. Annual percentage yield accurate as of 12/15/25 and subject to change. Certificate requires a minimum deposit of $500, federally insured by the NCUA. Visit TrueMark.com for details.
It's cold in this studio, and I think that everybody watching this show has a room in their house where it's especially cold. Am I right? Would you like to get it fixed? I think you probably would. And if the cold air is sneaking in or the heat is not cranking like it should, don't worry, because Ace Hardware Home Services has got you covered. From heating repairs to water heaters, plumbing, and electrical, their trusted local pros bring the same helpful service you know from Ace right to your home. Whether it is a quick fix or a bigger winter project, they've got the tools, the know-how, and most importantly, the people to get it done right. Ace Hardware Home Services, bringing helpful to your home. I can tell you, I use Ace Hardware Home Services. Whenever I have something wrong in the house, give them a call, and they get there fast, they get there with a smile on their face, and they get there with answers. Visit acehardwarehomeservices.com today to get started.
All right, welcome back. It is Bill and Bo filling in for Gargano and VG on the PHLY Gargano Show. And we just got a little bit more to get to here with the Nugs and back in the day. We are comparing Philly athletes to pro wrestlers because who doesn't want to hear this conversation? You proposed this to me like last week.
Light the world on fire.
You proposed this to me last week because I want to do that for 2 hours.
I think we could.
What if we just do that? Yeah. So we started
we've
with
done 2 each so far.
Yeah, Hurts is John Cena and Trevor Zegras is MJF, and you had a couple of good ones as well.
Sirianni is Jimmy Hart.
That's
which
perfect.
I feel very good about.
Perfect.
And Lane is Samoa Joe.
Also works really well.
Yeah.
Just like you look at him and go, yeah? And then it's, oh yeah, he might be the best ever.
Yes.
So my next one, and I had Bryce Harper is John Moxley.
And I have Bryce's Hogan.
And you have Bryce's Hogan. That is...
I feel pretty good about Bryce's Hogan.
I like it because of the, he just is he should be the superstar, right? Like, regardless of what the last season the
he's
output
never
is.
breaking kayfabe.
No, never. Bryce Harper is superstar baseball player. He has been since he's 16, and that is Hulk Hogan. I am wrestling.
He believes in the myth making of himself.
Yes, absolutely, 100%. So I think I will. I think I will take that one.
All
right. My next one, I'm going to go Flyers defenseman Travis Sanheim, recently named to the Team Canada Olympic roster.
Tell me about him a little bit.
Well, he 14th overall pick, Ron Hextall's very first draft pick. Extremely high hopes for him early in his career, and then a little bit disappointing. And then we saw a late season or later career development, real around 26, 27, older than most players. And over the last few seasons, he's become the Flyers' #1 defenseman. Very dependable, plays 25 minutes a game to the point where now he's going to the freaking Olympics.
Okay.
Cody Rhodes.
Oh, okay.
Cody Rhodes, early on, he's Dream's son. He's Goldust's brother.
Yeah.
He's coming up under Randy Orton with that whole thing. And then it's, all right, he's Stardust. He's good, but is he great?
Yeah.
Goes away for a little bit, goes to AEW, comes back. He is now the heir apparent in WWE.
Okay, that's a good one.
Yeah.
I like
so
that.
I wanted to go with that.
All right, I'm going... Here's my Bret Hart for you.
Bret Hart, all right.
The excellence of execution.
Of course.
Who is the guy who is so precise and knows exactly where to be all the time, great worker, and you feel like could be given the ball to be the main guy, even though it hasn't quite happened yet. I have Devontae Smith.
Devontae Smith, I like that. Fan favorite.
Yes.
Maybe above level of production a bit.
Yeah.
Okay, he's had 1,000-yard seasons, but where are the 12s and 13s?
Yeah.
And it's, he could.
Yeah.
He easily could. And
if they let the big guy leave,
yes,
he could be the main guy.
100%. Yeah. That's
it's early 1990s.
In this scenario, Hogan is AJ Brown.
Yeah, exactly.
So I dig that one. The preciseness of his routes.
Yeah.
Everything looks right.
The excellence of execution.
Everything looks right. Yeah. I very much like that one. All right, I'm gonna stick. You know what? No, I'm gonna go to Jalen Carter.
Oh, I don't have one for Jalen Carter. Okay.
And I'm gonna go Braun Breaker.
And how do I know that guy?
Okay, he is
current WWE?
He is Rick Steiner's son. Yeah, this is current WWE. Rick Steiner's son, just a big, muscled up star in the making.
Okay.
Also, maybe you question what's going on between the ears a little bit.
Okay.
That's very much how I feel about Jalen Carter. Has everything. Let's see. Put it all together and think about it a little bit.
So, guys, I had one for
You
Jalen
have
Carter
you
as
have
well.
Jalen Carter as well.
Similar
Tyler.
thought process. I went with Eddie Guerrero. Uber talented. A guy that, if he's on your team, you love him. A guy that if he's not on your team, you get a little maybe he does some things dirty here and
Maybe
there.
gets in his own way a little bit.
But you
want
love
a little bit
him.
more of a physical specimen for Jalen Carter.
I think I did more about the talent than
Yeah.
the size, right? Guerrero was an ultra successful wrestler, not just because of his mic abilities, but because he was good in the ring too. I think Jalen Carter has that skill set, and a little bit of there's a little extracurricular from time to time that you see, and
That's like Eddie Guerrero, superstar who got in his own way a little bit earlier in his career, and hopefully he can. Hopefully Jalen can level up the way Guerrero did. I like that.
I have a compliment for Cooper DeJean. This is as true and heartfelt a compliment as I could give anybody. To compare Cooper DeJean to Mr. Perfect.
Mr. Perfect.
I love Mr. Perfect.
I like it because
Perfect and Bret Hart probably my favorites growing up.
SummerSlam 90.
You see Cooper DeJean dunking. You can imagine him doing the same promos of Hennig throwing the football to himself. He can do everything. Unbelievable athlete. Put him anywhere. I feel like Cooper is Mr. Perfect.
You know what the him dunking stuff kind of put it together, those original Mr. Perfect vignettes where they're debuting him and he's just the best at everything.
Yes.
It's when they do those locker room interviews and it's man, we gotta have Coop on the basketball team.
Who's the fastest?
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Oh, yeah.
I dig that, and I think the way he plays, he's a little cocky.
Yeah.
The opponent probably doesn't like him now. I bet opposing fans are like, F Cooper. I bet this guy, really?
I think that's probably
You're getting
right.
shut down by this guy?
Yeah.
I bet you there's a little bit of that. So there's the heel nature of Mr. Perfect as well. I dig that one. Jake Elliott.
Ooh, okay.
I'm going to go with Shawn Michaels. Oh. Shawn Michaels, I think, one of the greatest of all time.
Yeah.
He can kick your head off.
Yeah.
You know what I don't want to see? Shawn Michaels in the ring now.
Okay.
It's
so he's
over.
Shawn Michaels now.
Yeah, hey, maybe it's over. Maybe it was a hell of a run, couple of Super Bowls. I will always love you. You'll always be right there when I think of some of the great moments. I don't have confidence in you now, though, because you're 60, or in Jake's case, maybe just cooked.
I see some people in the chat giving a Saquon one. So they have
Saquon.
Saquon as Kurt Angle.
Kurt Angle.
I have a different one for Saquon.
Okay.
Saquon, unquestioned, one of the best,
Sure.
but also a little bit political and obsequious to power to some degree. Very careful about his image, wants the glad hand. Saquon is Triple H.
Ooh. Yeah, just the, all right, I see that.
He's playing the game.
That's very much Triple H, yeah, man.
He's got a documentary about
you hear him.
himself.
Yeah, you hear
he
him.
knows exactly the game that he's playing.
You hear him talk
on the field and off.
Yeah, you hear him talk, and you're like, I don't know. It seems like a perfectly upstanding gentleman.
Yeah.
And then it's there's some stuff going on. It's just not
he
even.
knows what he's doing.
I wouldn't even say nefarious with Saquon, but just I see what
He sees the angles.
I see what
On
you're
and off
I
the
see
field,
what you're
he sees
doing.
the angles.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I feel you talking to me in this
Yes.
way for a certain
Yes.
purpose. I dig that. All right, Tyrese Maxey, we talked a lot about
Okay.
earlier. I'm going to go with AEW's Hangman Adam Page.
Oh, interesting. I have a different Hangman.
Excellent.
Okay.
So much better than I thought.
Yeah.
I was when I first saw Hangman when AEW started, I was like, I dig him. Yeah, cool. And now it's, this is a superstar. I did not see that one coming. Liked his gimmick, thought he was cool, and then suddenly, I was at a show a few years ago, and Philly loves John Moxley.
Yeah.
That's what happens. He was in CZW. He's kind of an ECW throwback sort of guy. Hangman comes out and gets a bigger pop than John Moxley, and I was like, Okay.
That's a good one.
And that's kind of Maxey now.
I have a similar trajectory. A guy who came out of nowhere and has become a superstar. I went Zach Baun for Hangman.
Oh, I like that too. Yeah, because
But I think the Maxey one. I'm going to give you this one because I think the Maxey one might be better.
the one I couldn't figure out.
Okay.
I really, really wanted something for Embiid. Like Embiid's always doing the DX crop. He himself is a wrestling character.
Yeah.
He is the heel to the highest order around the league. He's amazing. Now he's having the health issues, but like when he's out there, he's the best. I just can't come up with something.
Is he
for
like
Joel.
Daniel Bryan? Like a superstar when healthy, but he can't stay healthy?
Ooh.
And it's kind of a short prime.
It's like amazing run, but that's all you're getting. There's like
it doesn't include like
there's
all
no
the
early
build-up
season.
from
He
it.
misses the first 2 years of his career.
yeah.
There's not going to be a late season. He's going to be lucky to get through this. Like,
Yeah.
It's
Kind of funny
just
to
going to be. He's
imagine, like,
only going to
the
have a
biggest
prime.
guy and the littlest guy.
Yeah,
but,
like 7'2" and 4'2".
Yeah.
Like there's only going to be a prime. There's no like early or late. There's just that. That's a good one. I think that works.
I have Jordan Davis as the Big Show.
I like
Kind
that.
of like a
Just
happy-go-lucky
like-
big guy.
Yeah, like
who's
the thing
was
with
a little
Big
bit
Show-
disappointing, but then better. But I don't know.
Yeah, like the thing with Big Show was always like, be meaner. You're bigger than everyone. Beat everyone up.
Yeah.
And like he just wasn't there. Like wasn't maybe
Too
ready
into the comedy.
Yeah, just having a little too much fun.
Not my favorite one, but yeah.
But I think I can like see the comparison. You might have to like actually know like Big Show's career story to get it, but I think that works. My last one is Matvey Mishkov, Randy Orton.
Okay.
Right away, you go superstar.
Okay.
And then maybe some
plateaus,
issues.
yeah.
Plateaus. Off season for Matvey Mishkov. He's like, yeah, I probably didn't work hard enough. Sorry. And there's, if you know anything about Randy Orton, maybe not the most responsible or like maybe didn't carry himself the best early on. And now it's like he's Mr. Pro. He like family man, figured it all out, has had a long, long career after it being like, yeah, this guy could be one of the best or he could be in jail.
Yeah.
And I'm not saying Matvey's going to jail. It's just like, oh, did you get in your own way a little bit there?
Yeah.
Did you have a little too much fun this summer
Yeah.
instead of like turning yourself into a superstar? But eventually figured it out and everything's great.
Okay.
That's what I am.
Okay, I like
crossing
that.
my fingers on Matvey Mishkov on
All right,
that.
I'll give you the rest of mine.
Okay.
Brandon Graham.
I was trying to come up with one for BG.
Now this one, there's a bit of a lookalike to this one,
Okay.
but it is a really extended run, a period of being one of the best, and then a really good supporting player late in his career, Ron Simmons.
I was going to guess Ron Simmons.
Yeah.
Oh, that's perfect. Yes.
He's a WCW champion at one point, but then,
regardless of role, always delivered.
Yes.
And it was, there's a decline.
And right now he's
but you're
playing
still
like
hell
7
yeah.
snaps a game. That's just, he's got a damn.
I was just looking at his snap count, like 34 weeks ago, now 7. No, just
Carter coming
damn
down,
and
yeah.
leave. That is.
By the way, check out the latest episode of Unblocked, which is on the Brandon Graham YouTube.
Yeah, I always call Brandon my wife's cousin to people because her stage name Ava Graham, and they used to do appearances together. So I would be like, oh yeah, we got a family function this weekend. I love BG so much. I think that is an apt comparison.
I know we got to get to back in the day.
We will
but
get to back in the day.
I will give you the rest of mine. Garrett Stubbs, Scotty Too Hottie.
They might be the same. I don't know if that would. They might actually. That might be him. That's how they like all just gimmick. Just gimmick.
Nothing but gimmick.
Just having fun out there.
Now, Kevin Patullo, I have as this is actually I think a generous reading of Kevin Patullo.
Okay.
Virgil. And in this sense, Sirianni's like the $1 million man.
Sirianni's the $1 million
and
man.
He's getting
Someone's
beat up.
gonna take
he's
the
getting
shots.
thrown under the bus.
Yeah.
At some point, he needs to turn.
At some point, he needs to turn.
Yeah. He needs to hit Sirianni with the steel.
He needs to come after that $1 million championship and be like, actually, it's all me. Yeah, but yeah, he is the scapegoat for Sirianni. He's the guy taking all the shots. He is the flak jacket for him. I like that.
Joan Duran, very good, but made better because of the entrance. So I have Shinsuke Nakamura.
Okay. Yeah. he gets in the ring, and you're like, he is good.
People care about the entrance more than the actual performance.
I would maybe Finn Balor too when
Finn
he did
is
the
the other one I
demon
thought
stuff.
about
Like,
that,
you know what? He's good.
Yeah.
But that makes him great.
It's just
like,
the entrance.
Now I want him because that's great. Yeah.
Brandon Marsh, I have Gangrel.
Because they look exactly
They
alike.
look alike. They're always
They
wet.
have the same hair.
Yeah, exactly.
They're always wet.
All right, 2 more. Aaron Nola. Good. Don't need to see him anymore.
I'm all set.
Jeff Jarrett.
Oh yeah, I got back into AEW the last few weeks and haven't seen Jeff Jarrett. I was like, was this the reason I stopped watching?
Yeah.
I love this now. This is amazing. That's a good one. Yeah.
And then my last one is Kyle Schwarber.
I couldn't come up with one
This
for
is
Schwarber
a tough one,
either.
and this is also high praise. And there is a little bit of look like here. I feel like the early career Schwarber, that was stunning, Steve Austin.
Now he's stone
now
cold.
He's stone cold.
And honestly, once again,
he has
like
gone through it, and now he is just one of the best.
yeah, that might be the best one. Like I just see. Perfect. Like that's Kyle Schwarber right there. Like chugging beers, hitting home runs. That's what I picture him to be, and that is Stone Cold Steve Austin. I hope everyone stuck with us through that because I had a ton of fun.
That was great.
Tyler is going to take us now to back in the
Real
day.
quick, if you guys don't mind, I got 2 for you.
Great.
Because I saw the name come up. I have Sidney Brown, who obviously plays above the shoulder pads quite a bit. Is Mr. Kennedy. Very talented, but plays too recklessly.
He's like the Texas tornado.
And Mr. Kennedy was known to be a guy that other wrestlers didn't want to work with because he was kind of aggressive. The other one, this is just purely vibes. Don't take anything other than vibes.
Okay.
Say his name and he appears, I believe, in Jordan Mailata. And the reason being, because Joe Hendry was a nobody who used a little bit of, I don't want to say gimmick, but used a little bit of promotion to get to the stage. Jordan Mailata, a former rugby player, 7th round pick, turned into a star. Joe Hendry is now an international name. That's the only thing. It's a vibes thing. It's not a comparison thing whatsoever.
I like that. No.
But if I'm going with that, I think that there was a rise to stardom that nobody expected from Jordan Mailata, and now he's sustained it. I don't know if Hendry sustains it, but that's where I got that from.
And like I love Ray Didinger, and he's been right a million more times than anyone ever. I just remember like watching coverage of that draft and him being like, I don't know, they threw away a 7th round pick. I don't know what they're doing. And now he's like, yeah, he's been an all-pro.
Yeah. It's one of the most remarkable stories.
It is like the easy bet was, he never plays. So that's actually a good one. I like the rise of, this is a gimmick. Oh, this is working.
Strictly a vibe.
This
thing.
is
That's
working. All right, take us to back in the day, Tyler.
We're going back. We're going back. We're going back in the day with True Mark. Oh yeah.
All right, guys. So we've got 2 for you today back in the day. One sports, one not. We'll start with the sports one. On this day in 2012, the Flyers and Rangers played the Winter Classic at Citizens Bank Park. The Rangers won the game 3-2. Claude Giroux and Braden Shen both scored goals. They were up 2-1 after 40 minutes of play, and it was one of 6 losses to the Rangers in 2012 for the Flyers. The Rangers scored twice on Sergei Bobrovsky in the 3rd period to win that game. But the Flyers, I didn't realize how bad they were against the Rangers that year. They ended up winning
frustrating.
The Atlantic 0-6 against the Rangers that season.
All right. Do we have to hit overtime? Is that
We
something
do,
we have
yes.
to do? All right. Let's hit overtime, wrap that up, and we will call it a day after that. Go to allphly.com to keep watching. Just because I was at that game. I love outdoor games. There's going to be one tonight down in Florida.
Where is it?
It's this one's in
Florida?
Miami. Yeah, they're doing it.
What the hell?
Yeah, they're just trying everything
That's
now.
not fun.
I love the outdoor games. They're not the TV spectacle that they were.
Yeah.
But when they come locally, it is so much freaking fun. I will never miss a Flyers one. That was in 2010. I went to Boston, sat on the Monster. amazing experience. But the one at Citizens Bank Park, like that's our place.
Yeah.
And that was so freaking cool. I will never.
Has the NHL boned that? Because why is it not as good of a TV experience anymore?
I just think it's so hard. Like, one, they nailed the first one so good.
Yeah.
Like, it's in Buffalo. It comes down to Sidney Crosby, the best player, against Ryan Miller, the best goalie at the time. It's a shootout. Snow starts to fall.
Yeah.
Like, it's impossible to recreate it. And at a certain point, you've seen it. Like, if you've seen it on TV, like the ballparks and things, doing the footballs, every football stadium looks exactly the same.
Yeah.
The football stadiums have no soul. They're not that great. But the ones at ballparks are a ton of fun. The one at Citizens Bank, the thing that I'll always remember about that game is John Tortorella's coaching the Rangers at the time. Third period, Danny Briere gets a penalty shot. They're down 3-2, chance to tie late. Rangers win the game. Big spectacle. Great day for the NHL. First comment. Oh, I guess someone at the league really wanted overtime. I'm like, God damn it, John. Like, really? Like, this is what we're doing? Like, he and Tortorella, I will say, like, covering him was a treat, but he is ridiculous. And
That's very funny.
but I love the outdoor games. They are so much fun, and getting to do a few of them here. I can't wait for the Flyers to be relevant again, so we might host a few more.
I see in the chat Kelsey as Mick Foley, which is very good.
Yeah, that is real good.
That's very good.
Yeah, and Foley, he's probably all-time #1 for me.
Really?
I'm sad I didn't come up with something. Yeah, my very first time watching a WWE pay-per-view, WWF at the time, was King of the Ring '98.
Okay.
Buddy just happened to get it, and Foley gets thrown off to sell.
Oh,
and
wow. That was it for you.
That was it for me.
Wow.
Excellent writer too. His books aren't bad.
All right, guys, one more for you, not sports related. Any chance you guys know who this is? It's okay if you don't.
No, this is fun.
This is your great Uncle Terry.
This is
Not related in any way.
The first owner of the Phillies.
This is Wilson Carrier, and if you don't know who that is, that's okay. But he's super important to all of our lives now, because on January 2nd, all the way back in 1906, Wilson Carrier was granted a U.S. patent for the apparatus of treating air, which eventually became air conditioning. So Wilson Carrier
What a great
is,
man.
on this day, Wilson Carrier set us up for
wonder
a
he's not
much more
sweating.
comfortable life than what they had in early 1900s before AC. But this guy on this day got the patent for what would become air conditioning.
Hey, see, I'm gonna make your air cooler. See, give me the patent. Hey, see.
I used to say the two greatest inventions of all time were air conditioning and the iPod. So I think that's a great man right there. A great man to whom we all owe a tremendous debt. All right, that is all the time we have for you on the PHLY Gargano Show today. Thank you all for listening. Thanks for hanging out. If you haven't already, hit that freaking like button. Do it. We need more likes. Not nearly enough. And follow us right
Don't
here.
be a jabroni. Come on.
Yeah, it's just like you sat here for 2 hours. If you didn't like it, honestly, you're a damn fool.
And give
Don't
us
be
another,
a fool. Hit
give
the
us
like
another
button.
wrestling comparison in the comments.
Yeah, it's great times. All right, make sure you're following us on all the socials. Make sure you follow the podcast as well. All right, I am Bill Matz. That is Bo Wolf. Thank you to Tyler Zulli. Be excellent to each other.
We all silly like the mayor.